All right, everyone, welcome into the Dustytron channel. We are live for my live reaction stream to Thursday Night Football 49ers at Rams here on YouTube Live. It's a good Thursday. Glad to have you with us. I have to let the socials know now that we're live. All right. Get that shareable link. Do. Getting things set up here. Looking forward to a good game tonight. I must admit, I always enjoy watching Christian McCaffrey play as a Panthers fan. He was really good as a Panther. Unfortunately, we had to give him up.
Huge hits in our
Few minutes to game time. Rams are 3-1 and so are the 49ers, but after that performance against Jacksonville last week, I just don't really feel like the 49ers are a very strong 3-1, and I was saying that before the season that San Francisco's going to struggle this year, and when they started out 3-0, I was just like, I think they're kind of fake. I think they're frauds. So, and I think tonight's really going to show that. I'll be surprised if I'm wrong about that. I think the Rams are a great team. So we'll have to see how that plays out tonight. Right, getting things going here tonight. All right, we've posted to Instagram. Just gotta create a YouTube short now. Get all the socials engaged. Very close to kickoff now. All right, we're here for the kickoff now. And the Rams kick it off. This game is underway. Oh, it's short. I thought if it didn't land in the landing zone, that was a penalty, but I might not know all these dynamic kickoff rules yet. But yeah, the Rams and surprisingly the Panthers are two of the best teams in the league at this new dynamic kickoff. They figured out a way to really, they kick it like, I was watching a video about it. They kick it really odd. So it's like a knuckleball side over side spin, and a lot of returners are having a really hard time getting a handle on it. So Mac Jones takes the first snap from the 28-yard line, hands off to CMC, and he's going to get about 3 yards on the ground. Stood up by Jared Verse. And Mac Jones, I find that this is kind of a full circle moment for Kyle Shanahan. Wanted to draft him in the draft where they got Trey Lance. They traded a King's ransom to get Trey Lance. He wanted Mac Jones in the beginning, and everyone was laughing about it, but he kind of just needs a game manager type. And right now, from what I've seen from Mac Jones, he's kind of filled that Jimmy Garoppolo role pretty well. And Mac Jones takes a snap. It's a screen pass to McCaffrey, who's got the first down and more. That's going to be about a 12-yard gain and first down for the 49ers. 1st and 10 as we wind under 14 minutes to play in the first quarter. You know, it's just a nice screen. Some of the Rams bite in the backfield, and they're able to get McCaffrey in space, and he's dangerous in space. Single back formation, CMC in the backfield, and it looks like there was some early movement. It's going to be a false start on San Francisco. All right, all the socials have been made aware. All right, we've got a 1st and 15. Jones back to throw, gets McCaffrey again. McCaffrey getting a lot of touches already, and it's just the first drive of the game, and he's able to get it for a first down. So another San Francisco first down. They're leaning heavily into McCaffrey right now, which, I mean, he's your superstar. And frankly, I was like, Jawan Jennings is out. Ricky Pearsall is out in this game. I was looking at who they actually have at wide receiver. They've got Kendrick Bourne, Sky Moore, Demarcus Robinson, MVS. There's not a lot of options. All right, so we got a 1st and 10 from the 43 of the Rams. Mac Jones throws, and he's just going to dirt this to Kyle Juszczyk. There is a flag on the field. We'll see if there was defensive holding downfield, or maybe there was offensive holding. Oh, no, holding on the offense. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is a pretty blatant hold as Mac Jones is rolling out. Got under the arm pad and just held him. So we've got a 1st and 20, 12:45 left to play. If you like what you're seeing, like the video and subscribe to the channel. We post great content all the time. All right, Mac Jones out of the shotgun. He's got McCaffrey to his left. Surveys the field, throws. He's got it. I believe that's Kendrick Bourne. And this is, first down and more. Wow. All the way to the 18 of the Rams. I was going to say the 49ers, but that would be going backwards. Yeah, to the Rams. So a huge play on 1st and 20. And right now, the 49ers have come to play on this first drive. Yeah, and I would say you're on the road here. Yeah, you've got to make a statement on the first drive. At the 18 of the Rams, and they're in the red zone now. I would say Rams, they're definitely favored in this one. It's a handoff to McCaffrey. He gets about 3. Yeah, the Rams, I think that I came into this game, I said as I started my live stream that, yeah, they were going to be probably have this one pretty easily. I think the 49ers are frauds, but they're doing pretty well on this opening drive. 2nd and 7, 11 minutes and 30 seconds left to play at the 15-yard line. 2nd and 7. McCaffrey's moving in motion. Pump fake to McCaffrey. Jones throws, and that's complete to Tongs, the new tight end, filling in for George Kittle. I actually didn't get him in any of my fantasy leagues. For those of you tuning in, this is the Dusty Tron channel. We post great content all throughout the week and throughout the off season. I post weekly picks and power rankings, so if you like that sort of thing, subscribe to the channel. All right, 9-yard line, 3rd and 1. Mac Jones hands it off to McCaffrey. Oh, good cut, and he's going to get about 3, and that's enough for a first down and setting up 1st and goal. So can the 49ers finish off this first drive with a touchdown? That would be quite the statement coming into LA. Being able to get 7 on their first drive of the game. Yeah, this is for lead of the NFC West, so a lot at stake in this game. The 49ers played a very sloppy game against the Jaguars last week, though, so I'm kind of surprised they're coming out this hot. Maybe Mac Jones is just better than Brock Purdy. That's wide open. Mac Jones gets I think it's Jake Tongs. I know his last name is Tongs. Yeah, Jake Tongs for the touchdown. And that drive couldn't have gone much better, minus the penalties that the 49ers had. But what a start to the game for San Francisco. 6-0. Yeah, and it's just nobody picked him up. He was wide open. Yeah, the linebacker must have blitzed. Nobody went into that zone, and the safety's not able to come down quick enough, and Tongs is wide open for a quick slant touchdown, and the extra point is good. So San Francisco starts up 7-0. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. And we will have our first possession football move of the night when play resumes. So looking at the stats there, 5 for 5 for Mac Jones on that opening drive, 77 yards, 15.4 average completion, and a perfect quarterback rating, 1 touchdown. Yeah, and we saw a lot of McCaffrey on that drive. He touched the ball 5 times. If San Francisco's going to move the ball on offense, I think they're going to have to make the Rams respect McCaffrey, give a heavy dosage of him, and then you saw they were able to hit that big play to Kendrick Bourne. For those of you just tuning in, glad to have you tonight. It's a great time, as always. We're live reacting to 49ers and Rams on Thursday Night Football. I had the Rams winning this one in my weekly picks. If you like the video, consider liking the video. And if you like football content, subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. I definitely appreciate it. Long-suffering Panthers fan here, just watching other teams play better than my team. But yeah, I was watching San Francisco. I watched most of the 49ers-Jaguars game last week, and the Jaguars, like, if they could just get their passing game together, they could be a legit contender this year. The defense in the running game, solid. Devin Lloyd played out of his mind last week. It was either that or the 49ers were just incredibly sloppy, but Jawan Jennings was playing injured, Ricky Pearsall was playing injured, Brock Purdy was playing injured. So it's one of those things where the 49ers just playing bad or were the Jaguars playing good? All right, the 49ers, they're getting ready to kick the ball off. We're going to see a switch of the possession football in just a second. There's the kickoff. And it's fielded by the Rams to the 30, down at about the 33-yard line. And yes, indeed, we do have our first possession football move of the night. Over to the Rams. So with about 10 minutes left in the game, Matthew Stafford and company line up at their own, they mark it at the 34-yard line. No, I'm wrong, 33-yard line. It's a handoff to Kyren Williams, gets 4 on the ground right up the middle. Just a simple run, start to set the pace of the drive. You definitely want to take the momentum away from San Francisco here. They had a great opening drive, 7-0 division rivalry game. Let's calm everyone down. Let's get the crowd back in your favor. Take some consistent plays, some good hits here. But 4 yards on first down, that's a good play. Oh, but Stafford stumbles with the snap. He's got guys chasing him in the backfield, throws to Nakua, and that's going to be close to a first down. Pass was a little low, but Nakua snags it. And what a season Puka Nakua is having so far. #1 receiving leader, I believe. He's definitely the #1 fantasy receiver. I know that. Had a 170-yard game last week against the Colts. And wow, that was the center stepping on Stafford. But Stafford doesn't fall over, gets up. 3rd and 1. Here it is to Kyren Williams pushing forward. That's going to be just enough for a first down. Got hit in the backfield, but was able to push forward and got just enough to keep the chains moving. So a first down for the Rams. They'll be able to keep this drive alive. We're at 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. It's going by pretty quick. Clock hasn't stopped much. And Stafford takes it on 1st and 10 from their own 43. Throws, and it's overthrown for Tutu Atwell. He was open. That pass a little errant by Stafford. Wonder if he thought he was going to go a little farther or something. But yeah, Atwell might have sat on the route and it sailed over his head. I do have to say, these Rams helmets, the chrome blue with the highlight yellow, They're my favorite helmets in the league. I love blue, and this is just a fantastic blue. Stafford calling signals on 2nd and 10. 49ers show blitz. They bring extra guys, and they get there. Sacked for about a loss of 10. It's number 47. Let's see who that is. Bryce Huff. Oh, I think he's the guy who came over from the Jets. Yeah, they bring 2 extra guys, and yeah, the offensive line just doesn't pick it up. Stafford gets taken down by Bryce Huff, and now this is a 3rd and 21. This is going to be a tough one for the Rams to pick up. And they kind of just give a draw to Kyren Williams. Safe play there, but they're going to have to punt to the 49ers. Huff makes the tackle there. And San Francisco, in this battle of the 3-1 teams, they're going to get the ball back. I had totally forgotten in the offseason that Sky Moore ended up with the San Francisco 49ers. Here's the punt. I believe that, hit right as he gets the punt, taken down at the 9. I would have fair caught that. That is Sky Moore. And so we're going to see, can Mac Jones and company recreate the magic of the first drive? And we have another possession ball football move. Back to the 49ers. I can get this locked in there, right? There we go. But yeah, very, very efficient first drive for Mac Jones and the 49ers. And the Rams, while they got a first down, they didn't get enough. They weren't able to keep it going. That sack ruined their drive. Yeah, and I think that was either Stafford missed the protection or the line just didn't block for him right. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Dustytron channel here on YouTube Live. You're listening to my live reactions of the 49ers Rams Thursday night football game. On the Dustytron channel, we post game picks every week. We post power rankings every week. And in the off season, I posted season previews for every team and my season and playoff predictions. If you like that sort of content, subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow a lot. I truly appreciate it. And if you subscribe, hit the notifications bell to be notified of all our content. Last week, we had a Grossi raid. It was a good time. Happened around halftime. Got a whole slew of viewers. It's like we've got about 3 viewers on the stream right now. Glad to have you with us tonight. 49ers are up 7-0 over the Rams. And they've got the ball at their own 10-yard line when play resumes. But yeah, looking at the inactives for the 49ers, you got Brock Purdy. I'm not sure who Jordan Watkins is, but yeah, Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings. So they've got 3 wide receivers out. So you look at who their wide receivers are today. You've got Sky Moore, Demarcus Robinson, Malik Turner, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and yeah, no, Jordan Watkins is out, so that's it. Oh, sorry, Kendrick Bourne is the other one. Kendrick Bourne had a big catch and run earlier, and I think that was just bad tackling by the Rams on that play. He got the catch for probably about 10 yards, but then got like 25 yards after the catch for a total of 35. And the 49ers are back at their own 9-yard line, 1st and 10. Mac Jones out of the shotgun. It's a handoff to Christian McCaffrey. Healthy dosage of Christian McCaffrey. And we've got a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 upcoming. Under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. 7-0 49ers over the Rams. Oh, they gave him a 5-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 5. Mac Jones out of the shotgun. Once again, back to throw. He's going to throw, and he's got another open receiver. I think that's Demarcus Robinson. Yeah, I'm right. That is Demarcus Robinson. Oh, but we do have a flag. He got pretty open there. See what the officials say. Oh, it's roughing the passer, so that's going to add 15 yards onto it. The Rams secondary has been struggling a lot so far. A little bit of a late hit on Mac Jones there. I don't like that because you can see he tries to let up, but he makes contact first. He doesn't even like pile drive him to the ground. He lets go. I understand why the NFL needs to protect quarterbacks, because when you have bad quarterback play, you have a bad product. But this is getting utterly ridiculous, some of these calls. Mac Jones under center, Tongs in motion, goes into the fullback position. McCaffrey behind him, hands it off to McCaffrey on the right side. He gets about 4 yards. So the 49ers inching their way to midfield after the penalty. This drive started at their own 9-yard line, and right now I feel like the Rams, it's a lot of self-inflicted wounds right now. 2nd and 5. They haven't been stopping the run well. They haven't been stopping the pass well. The 49ers have been having their way. So they rush 5 here. Oh, and there, finally, a negative play. Loss of 1 for McCaffrey off the left side. One of the defensive tackles got through, number 95. That's Poona Ford. All right, we got a big 3rd and 6 upcoming as we wind under 5 minutes left to play. In the first quarter, 2/3 of the first quarter have expired. Mac Jones out of the shotgun, steps up, feeling some heat, gets it to McCaffrey, and he's going to be just short of the first down. McCullough makes a good stop on him there. That's Jalen McCullough, the safety. Yeah, and I think 4th and inches here. They're keeping the offense on. You at least might want to try to just have them jump off sides. But yeah, Mac Jones doing really well right now. They're not really asking anything crazy of him, though. A lot of the stuff is short, and a couple have been intermediate passes, but nothing really long. Oh, and it's going to be Mac Jones right up the middle, and he's got it. It's going to be a first down for San Francisco. They cross midfield. They're at about the 48-yard line of the Rams. I want to keep saying St. Louis, but it's not. They're Los Angeles. I do that with the Raiders. I always say Oakland Raiders, but they're Las Vegas now. It just hasn't quite clicked in my head, even though it's been several years. We've got a 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. 49ers driving and imposing their will on the Rams defense once again. Rams showing pressure. They don't bring it. They only bring 4. There's a throw and a nice pass by Mac Jones in traffic. Gets it to Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So I said at the top of the broadcast in the chat here, does Mac Jones have some magic in him? It's looking like it right now. He is 8 of 8 passing, and he makes a pretty nice one in between 3 defenders. That's a good timing route there. If he throws that any later, that's a problem. 2nd and 1, use check in motion. I think that's Brian Robinson behind him, and then I believe that's Tongs who moved in motion right as the ball was snapped. The handoff is to Brian Robinson, and he's not going to get anything. And I must say, when the reports of McCaffrey being injured to start the year were coming out. I was thinking we were going to have all the last season all over again. So there was one league where I bid a lot of my fab to get Brian Robinson Jr. on my bench. Didn't work. McCaffrey decided to play. So, McCaffrey owners, you're welcome. I was cursed with that pickup. All right. 3rd and 1. 49ers going to try again. They've got McCaffrey in the backfield. It's play action. Mac Jones throws. Juszczyk wasn't looking for it. And that's 4th and 1. It also might have been a little bit behind him. 4th and 1. Is Shanahan going to go for it again? I feel like you almost might want to here. He's got the offense out. So this is a big opportunity for the Rams to take some momentum away from the 49ers. It's 7-0. Yeah, it's a long field goal from here. They're at the 39-yard line. Got to get to the 38 for a first down. Robinson in motion goes to the left side, and Mac Jones calls a timeout as the play clock was going down. You wonder if they were just trying to pull him off sides there, but he didn't really get under center to do a hard count. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first quarter. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Dustytron channel. Glad to have you with us tonight. San Francisco leads Los Angeles 7-0. And on Thursday night football games, the home team has a huge advantage on the short week. But right now, I thought that the Rams, they were, I would definitely pick them going into the game. They were the favorite to win. But right now, it's the 49ers who seem to be playing a lot better. So on 4th and 1, they've already called a timeout. So they've got to snap this because they can't call another timeout or they just take the delay of game. Mac Jones under center. It's a handoff to Brian Robinson. And oh, he just barely gets it. Why are you not handing that off to McCaffrey there? Maybe he's dealing with cramps or something. But yeah, I would think you would want McCaffrey in that situation and not Brian Robinson. But they do get the first down. It's just enough. And the 49ers keep this drive alive. They're going to be at the 38-yard line of the Rams. Mac Jones out of the shotgun has Juszczyk and McCaffrey in the backfield. McCaffrey comes back. Oh, we've got a flea flicker. McCaffrey had given it to Bourne. Bourne gets it to Mac Jones, and Mac Jones then throws it to McCaffrey. Wants a horse collar, but I don't think he's going to get it. The play gets about 8, so you got some Kyle Shanahan trickery going on there. And the Rams look a little clueless on defense. Yeah, so McCaffrey goes in motion, tosses it to Bourne, who tosses it back to Mac Jones, who tosses it back to McCaffrey. Yeah, that was, yeah, I think he got his hand in there, but didn't really pull him down by it. All right, on 2nd and 2, it's a handoff to Robinson, and he's going to get 4 and another 49ers first down. My goodness, they are just knifing through this Rams defense. So there's probably only going to be one play left in the quarter. There's a 6-second difference between the play clock and the, I was going to say shot clock, but sorry, the play clock and the game clock. That's what I'm going for. Shot clock is in basketball. All right, Mac Jones out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, he's back to pass, throws towards the end zone, going for DeMarcus Robinson. He catches it, but that looked out of bounds, and it is ruled out of bounds. 2nd and 10 upcoming, 9 seconds left in the first quarter. So this upcoming play will probably be the last play of the quarter. Yeah, the Rams corner falls down, but yeah, Robinson doesn't even get 1 foot in on that. He was on the right corner of the end zone, not able to. Yeah, I mean, the ball was kind of out of bounds. You could say that he may have been able to get like 1 foot in if he was paying more attention, but that's a tough catch. All right, he hands it off to McCaffrey, and that will take us to the end of the quarter. He gets 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 8 when play resumes. Let's update this graphic here. 1 quarter is down. We are going to the second quarter. You're listening to my live reactions to 49ers Rams on Thursday Night Football here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. So yeah, kind of go. I'm big on the Rams here. I'm very middle of the pack with the 49ers. So taking a look at my power rankings here that I released on Wednesdays. So Tuesdays is when I release my game picks, and Wednesdays is when I release my power rankings. I have the 49ers. They actually went down. I wasn't impressed with their loss at Jacksonville. They played an incredibly sloppy game, so I had them go down one spot from 17 to 18. And so the 49ers, they're 18th in my power rankings, so at the bottom half of the league, in my opinion. But they're going to rise if they can beat the Rams this week. The Rams, on the other hand, they had the highly anticipated matchup with the undefeated Colts. And the Colts would have won that game if it wasn't for Adonai Mitchell. But I thought they had a good game, and yeah, Puka Nacua was a beast in that game. I had the Rams going up 4 from 8th to 4th, so they are number 4 in my power rankings. So a loss to the 49ers today, that's going to really shake things up a bit. For all those who have liked the stream so far, thanks a lot. I truly appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. Helps us in the algorithm, the all-knowing YouTube algorithm. This is our 3rd live stream of the year. We've done live reactions for last week's Seahawks and Cardinals game. That was an interesting one. Seahawks kind of dominated the whole game until like the last, I want to say like 10 minutes of the game, where they didn't put the Cardinals away, so the Cardinals were able to come back with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And then before that, we saw the Packers dominate the Commanders, but that's the last of the good Packers that we've seen. They had a lot of trouble with the Cowboys this last Sunday night, and they ended up with a tie. Yeah, they gave up 40 points. I was really surprised after how good their pass rush was against the Commanders that they gave up 40 to the Cowboys. All right, we're back 3rd and 9 from the 24-yard line. Mac Jones throws. Oh, he's got the back shoulder throw to Demarcus Robinson. Did he keep his feet in? Yes, he did. 1st and goal for the 49ers at, I want to say, about like the 8-yard line. That was a nice play. Yeah, because the corner has good coverage, but yeah, it just goes back shoulder there. And he knows when it's coming. He turns around at the right time, and there's not much the corner can do about that. Both feet inbounds. Yeah, so it's the 6-yard line. My apologies. Mac Jones under single back is a toss to CMC on the right side, pushing forward towards the end zone, gets it to about the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal for the 49ers. If they can get a touchdown here, 2-touchdown lead to start the game on the road in LA. That's a you can't really hope for a better result than that. Yeah, it's a really good rebound from how sloppily they played against the Jaguars last week. And Mac Jones was under center, but now goes into shotgun. He's got Juszczyk in the backfield. McCaffrey's in the slot. Mac Jones rolls out to the right. He gets into McCaffrey, and that is a touchdown for the 49ers. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Mac Jones to Christian McCaffrey. And Kyle Shanahan, he is so happy on the bench, having the quarterback that he actually wanted in that 2021 draft. He seems to be fitting the system really well, because they're actually missing, besides McCaffrey, they're missing a lot of their skill players. But in Kyle Shanahan's system, you just need a guy that can execute. The kick is up. The point after is good. And so we have got 14-0. 49ers over the Rams. Rams have got to turn this one around real quick. Otherwise, it could get ugly. 2-yard touchdown pass from Mac Jones to Christian McCaffrey, the former Panther. You're listening to my live reactions here for 49ers Rams, 14-0 in the second quarter on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. See, we've got some live viewers. Thanks very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks for spending some of your evening with me. Taking a look at the schedule, I had the Rams winning this game tonight, but that's not looking so great. As far as the remaining picks go, I had the Vikings beating the Browns, but Browns, they're starting Dylan Gabriel. Hey, Sam. Yeah, no, first stream of the season. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Rams definitely need to turn this around quickly. 14-0. But now, there's only been 3 possessions in this game. The clock has been running a lot. Yeah, the 49ers are kind of doing the exact opposite of what they did last week against the Jaguars, where they had a bunch of mistakes. This week, they're making no mistakes, and they're dominating this game so far. But Sam, yeah, what do you think about the Lions? They everyone was claiming it, like writing them off for dead after week 1 against the Packers, but now they look like one of the teams to beat in the NFL after wins. The win against the Ravens was big. The Browns game, they played not great competition, but hey, the Packers couldn't beat the Browns. And then they beat the Bears, but the Bears, they seem to be doing a little bit better in recent weeks. Although I feel like with the Bears last year, we got lulled into a false sense of security with them last year when they started rattling off big wins against Carolina and Jacksonville, and then they lost like 8 straight after that. All right, the 49ers kick it off. And then it's fielded by the Rams. Taking it past the 20, the 25, the 30, and hit out at about the 31-yard line. Yeah, no, Puka Nacua is insane. I saw his numbers from last week. 170 yards against the Colts. It was crazy. Oops. I'm trying to move the possession football. This is the new thing we have on the channel. It's the possession football moving. So now it's Rams ball. They now have possession. All right. Stafford at the 31-yard line, under center, throws. There's Nacua with his second catch of the game. Gets about 5 on the reception. Yeah, I feel that way a lot with, like, some guys are just really rusty when they come into week 1. It's so unpredictable what'll happen. Yeah, and also just Baltimore, that defense. What is going on with that defense? The Chiefs' offense has been anemic all year, and they gave up 37 to them. So I was, in the offseason, I was trying to understand like what was going on with Baltimore last year, and a lot of people said that they improved down the stretch. I'm seeing their defense be really bad this year. Stafford throws an, almost a one-handed catch by Kyren Williams on 2nd and 5. We've got a 3rd and 5 here for Stafford and company. They need to pick this up. They really need to keep this drive going. They cannot afford to kick this ball back to the 49ers with the way they've been playing defense. Oh, the pass got tipped. Williams was open, but yeah, the pass got tipped at the line of scrimmage. All right. Stafford out of the shotgun on 3rd and 5. 12 minutes and 51 seconds left. Just got it off. There was 1 second on the play clock. Stafford throws it, and there's Nacua. And he's going to get to the 50-yard line. Always reliable, Puka Nacua. And that is a first down for the Rams. Yeah, I feel like if the Rams can respond on this drive, we might have a shootout on our hands here. Because, yeah, neither defense. On the Rams' first drive, they got a sack, which really made it hard for them to pick up that second set of first downs. But, yeah, right. Besides that, we're seeing kind of some blown coverages here, some wide open players. So, right at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rams. Handoff to Kyren Williams, and he's going to get about 2. Yeah, now another thing I saw about the Ravens is that they've started like 1-2 like the last 3 years or something like that. And then they're totally fine. Now, what has me concerned is the Lamar Jackson injury, because Cooper Rush coming in, he's a statue. He cannot play the Lamar Jackson style of games. So the Ravens, if they don't get King Henry going, they could be in trouble. And here's Kyren Williams. And he's thrown down about 3 yards away from the first down mark, because it's going to be about a 3rd and 8. Yeah, well, and that's crazy. The Buffalo game was the one they should have won, but they just choked down the stretch. And in my power rankings, I was keeping the Ravens up as the top team for a while. But then this last week, I was just like, no, they're not there. I really wanted to believe in their talent, but they're not putting it together right now. So 3rd and 2, Stafford. Yeah, I mean, they were my Super Bowl pick, my Super Bowl winning pick. And here's Kyren Williams, and he's not going to get it. He's a yard short. Now, this is no man's land. I'd be very surprised if Sean McVay doesn't go for it right here. They're at the 49ers' 41-yard line. 1 yard to go. I think you got to go for it here. Yeah, so I could be wrong about this, but I heard that Lamar Jackson's out for 2 weeks, so he'll miss this one, but then next week is their bye week, so he's really only effectively missing 1 week. I'd have to double check that, though. All right, they go for it on 4th. Kyren Williams gets the first down. It's about a 4-yard gain, so the Rams able to keep this drive going. They have it at about the 37-yard line of the 49ers. As we tick under 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. A surprising start to the game, 14-0. 49ers over the Rams. Yep, it's about the 37-yard line. Stafford under center. Back to throw now. Hands it off on a delay to Kyren Williams, who's going to get 13 yards on the carry. Straight up the... Oh, sorry, that's not Kyren Williams. That's Blake Corum. Blake Corum runs it for 12. Yeah, their numbers are close. One's 22, one's 23. So, forgive me. But yeah, a lot of room for Corum to run there. Not Corum. All right, we've got Tutu Atwell. Oh, it's a botched snap! Well, it's not a botched snap, it's a botched toss. And the 49ers recover. Blake Corum drops the ball on the toss. And McVay cannot believe it. And the 49ers are going to get another shot to extend their lead. Oh, that's the worst thing. It's just a simple toss, and he can't get it. Number 56 for the 49ers recovers it. That's Travis Gibson. So, pretty awful start for the Rams right now. They had that miscommunication which led to the sack on the first drive, and now they have Now they have the fumble, the turnover. So yeah, I do have to move the possession football over to the 49ers, and they've got a chance to make this a 21-0 game. Yeah, seriously, maybe this is just a game of two halves. So the 49ers, they'll win the first half, but maybe the Rams will win the second. We'll see. Hopefully they make this a bit of a game. Don't want this to be a blowout. I'm impartial on this. I don't really care who wins this game, so I kind of want to just see a good game. Yeah, being a long-suffering Panthers fan, you're kind of just hoping to watch good football. Because that's something I definitely didn't see much of last week against the Patriots. That was rough. You know it's bad when you're tuning out at halftime. Just when it was like the one punt return to Marcus Jones, I was like, okay, fine, whatever, bad play, let's recover. The second one is like, oh my gosh, this is just one of those games. Like, what are we doing here? I actually attended a Panthers-Colts game in 2019. Will Greer was starting. I knew it was going to be a bad game, but it was a bad game, and they allowed Naheem Hines to return 2 punts for touchdowns. It was just like, ah! Ever since we've moved on from Cam Newton, we just didn't. When you have a franchise quarterback, you kind of have to have a plan to move on from him, not just not renew his contract. I feel like you gotta like develop someone behind him. Otherwise, you get in this QB purgatory where you don't know what the heck you're doing. Yeah, I know. I thought maybe they had a chance, but I never expect the Panthers to win. I just can't do that to myself. And the first drive looked good, but then when we missed the extra point on it, you knew something was wrong. Might be a long day. That's a jet sweep to Sky Moore. Only gets 1 yard on first down, so we've got a 2nd and 9 upcoming. Yeah, I think Corum has got himself in the doghouse on that one. But that's the reason why it's like, why do you do pitches? Especially like, I mean, you never do them at the end of the game for that exact reason. You just bobble it and then you've got chaos on your hands. 2nd and 9 from their own 31-yard line. Mac Jones out of the shotgun, back to throws, and he's got his man. That's Kendrick Bourne. And it's at the 43-yard line for a 49ers first down, and they are just continuing to move the ball. I think, Mac Jones does have one incompletion, but he did complete it to Demarcus Robinson, but Robinson didn't keep his feet in bounds. So I think Mac Jones only has one completion. Let me check the stats here. One incompletion, sorry. Oh, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. 3 incompletions. All right, he's got a toss to McCaffrey here. 2-yard gain. So it's going to be a 2nd and 8 coming up. But yeah, Mac Jones with 2 touchdown passes, an 80% completion rate, 147.1 rating. Shows you what someone can do in Kyle Shanahan's system. Yeah, I know. Like, Mac Jones in this system is a very viable option. All right, he out of the shotgun, hands it off to McCaffrey, and he's going to go forward for another 2. So we've got about 3rd and 6 upcoming, maybe 3rd and 5. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's always good insurance to know that you don't have to rush your starter back. All right, it's a 3rd and 5 officially. Jones from the Rams 49. Oh, Bourne, but Bourne dropped it. And so the 49ers are most likely going to have to punt here. So the Rams, they luck out here. That was not well covered. Bourne's going to get that first down, but just slips right through his hands. So that might be a turning point here. The Rams do receive. So if they can get a touchdown here, make it a one-score game, go into halftime with that, it's not going to be super hard to come back. So that's a fair catch by Smith. Let's see, that's number 19. Xavier Smith. He is a sophomore in the league. So the Rams will start from about their own 15-yard line. Oh yeah, the possession football needs to move. The Rams only have possession once the possession football moves. All right, now and only now do they have possession. But yeah, the amount of injuries that the 49ers have right now, it's surprising how on the road on a short week they're coming out like this. They just must be really upset about that Jaguars game because they're definitely taking it out on the Rams right now. But yeah, Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings are out along with Brock Purdy. So you've got Mac Jones making his second start of the season. And I do think we were robbed of our Mac Jones revenge game last week against the Jaguars, unfortunately. Maybe Mac Jones would have led them to victory. Yeah, no, that's new this year, Sam. I like it. The team only truly has possession when the possession football has moved over to them. But yeah, the wide receiver room for the 49ers right now, you've got Kendrick Bourne, who just had the drop there, Sky Moore, Demarcus Robinson, Malik Turner, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. It's like the names are recognizable, but they're all like wide receiver threes in the league. Actually, Demarcus Robinson had some good games here and there. He was a dynasty fantasy spot start for me in a couple of leagues. I would put him in every now and then, but yeah, he sometimes puts up big numbers randomly. But yeah, actually, I guess if we have to call this a revenge game, it's the Demarcus Robinson revenge game, because, he was on the Rams last year, I guess. I don't know if you really kind of qualify a revenge game as like a wide receiver 4 going up against his former team. For those of you watching the stream, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'm glad you're choosing to spend part of your evening with me on this live reaction stream. This is the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. These are my live reactions to the 49ers and Rams Thursday night football game. Rams start at their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10, 6 minutes and 11 seconds left in the half. Stafford back to throw, and we've got some laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the Rams, getting 5 yards penalized. This is going to be a 1st and 15 upcoming. $14 to nothing. 49ers over the Rams. All right. Stafford has it. Throws. Oh, they tried to get it to Davante Adams. Was Green there early? Doesn't look like it. They're calling it just an incomplete pass. 2nd and 15. I wonder if it looks better here. Nah. Oh, no. All right, Stafford throws, gets it to Davante Adams. Looks like it's about a gain of 8. Maybe it's more like 4. I'm not sure, actually. We're going to move that back here. So we've got 3rd down upcoming. We'll see what the official spot is. 3rd and 4. So that was a pickup of 11 on that pass to Davante Adams. 5 minutes and 35 seconds left in the second quarter. Stafford calling out signals out of the shotgun. Back to throw. He's got pressure coming. Throws, gets it to Nacua, but he's going to be a yard short. There is a flag where it looks like it could be defensive holding on the 49ers. Davante Adams was asking for a flag, and he's probably going to get it. Rams indicating it's on San Francisco, so while Nacua was tackled a yard short of the marker, he's probably going to get a first down. It is indeed holding on the defense, so this is going to be a first down for Los Angeles. But yeah, you just feel like Los Angeles is having a lot more difficulty going down the field than the 49ers are. I don't know if it was holding, but there was definitely pushing and shoving. I might have honestly called that interference, but the pass wasn't to him, so you can't call interference on that. So 1st and 10, Stafford under center from his 25-yard line. Oh, he's throwing deep! He had Nacua running, but it's overthrown. It was pretty good coverage by the 49ers. So the Rams keeping the 49ers defense honest by taking a long shot there. That was Green with the coverage. Renardo Green with the coverage. Yeah, it's usually when I see these teams I don't watch very often. Towards the end of the game, I have an idea of who everyone is, but all right, so we've got 2nd and 10. Stafford throws. It's complete underneath to Kyren Williams. We'll see where the mark is to see how much they have to go on 3rd down. As we wind under 5 minutes left in the first half, you're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. 3rd and 4, so that's a 6-yard pickup by Kyren Williams on the pass reception from Matthew Stafford. All right, Stafford in the shotgun. Back to pass. Throws, he's looking for Nacua. Oh, it's not even Nacua. No, that's the tight end Ferguson. What a grab by Ferguson. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure he's a tight end. Yeah, he's the rookie. Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon. Makes a great elevated catch over Snell. Yeah, that was a great catch. See, I thought that was Nacua for a second with how good of a catch that was, but man, what a catch by Ferguson. And I believe, does that get them to the 49ers side of the field? It does, at their 47-yard line. Stafford play action to Williams, throws, and that's complete. He hasn't been touched yet. Now he has. That's Whittington. No? Whittington. Jordan Whittington. All right, Stafford under center. They're getting something going here. It's a rollout, throws. It's Whittington again, and he's gonna pushing for the first down. Not quite. He's gonna get 9. Yeah, no, I actually, in Dynasty Fantasy drafts, I was drafting him late because I was like, oh, talented tight end in the Rams offensive scheme, he might be able to do well, but he hasn't really done too much so far. But maybe after that catch, they'll start involving him more. But yeah, 2 straight receptions for Whittington. Does not quite get the first. Oh, okay. He must have gotten pushed backwards. They do give him the first down. We're winding close to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Stafford takes the handoff, throws. It's complete to Kyren Williams, who's going to high step into the end zone for a Rams touchdown right before the 2-minute warning. Yeah, he went out in the flat and no one carried him. And the Rams finally get on the board with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first half. I was going to say first quarter, but it is second quarter. First half. Yeah, just cleared out the right side there. Nobody follows him. Yeah, Kyren Williams knows it, raises his hand up, and he high steps into the end zone. And so here's the kick, and the extra point is good. And the Rams cut the lead to 7. You're listening to my live reactions to Thursday Night Football 49ers at Rams here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Thanks for everyone who's tuning into this live stream. I greatly appreciate it. If you like the video, give the video a like. It helps me out a lot. And if you like content like this, I post game picks every week. I post reactions one time. This last week, I posted reactions to how the Panthers couldn't possibly cover a punt on my Instagram and TikTok. It was unfortunate. I wasn't very happy. So yeah, if you like content like that, I post stuff. Sometimes I do the reactions on YouTube as well, but YouTube every Tuesday I will post game picks, and I also post power rankings every Wednesday. So subscribe to the channel, and if you subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be notified of all of our content so you don't miss any of it. So this kicker for the Rams, he's one of the best in the league at the kickoff. Yeah, Joshua Carty. The average starting field position for the Rams is like the best in the league. And surprisingly, the Panthers are the Panthers are second. So both of their quarterbacks, I believe they're both rookies if I'm not. No. So Carty for the Rams is in his second year. But Fitzgerald from the Panthers, he's a rookie. And yeah, they've done something where it's like hard to field the kickoffs. And so the opposing field position for their opponent is like the lowest in the league for both the Rams and the Panthers. It's kind of crazy. So 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. 1st and 10 for the 49ers at the 33-yard line. Mac Jones out of the shotgun, throws, it got tipped at the line, incomplete, but that will take us to the 2-minute warning, but that play didn't happen because they did not have the possession football. We must move the possession football over. But the play actually did happen. It's going to be 2nd and 10 when play resumes. It's a 2-minute warning here on Thursday Night Football. 49ers at Rams. The 49ers lead 14-7. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. 2 minutes away from halftime. Can the 49ers put more points on the board before half? Yeah, I think, Sam, that the Rams have to prevent the 49ers from getting points here, or at least hold them to a field goal. Then we have a game. If the 49ers are able to go right down the field and reclaim their 14-point lead, yeah, that's going to be rough for the Rams. But if they can take this cut deficit into halftime, I think they've got something here. So taking a look at some of the stats, let's do a quick refresh here. Mac Jones is 12 of 16 with a 75% completion rate, 142.4 rating because he has 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. McCaffrey, kind of quiet on the ground today, has 10 rushes for only 29 yards, but he's been more instrumental in the receiving game. 5 catches for 44 yards and had the touchdown, the 2-yard touchdown reception. But Kendrick Bourne is the leading receiver for the 49ers right now. 3 catches for 64 yards, the long of 35, which was kind of a lot of missed tackles by the Rams. It was really a 10-yard completion that he kind of weaved through traffic for another 25. And to kind of look over on the Rams side here, Matthew Stafford having a decent game of his own, 9 of 13, 69.2 completion percentage, 1 touchdown, and a 120.4 rating. So both quarterbacks well over 100 quarterback ratings. Kyren Williams, 7 attempts on the ground for 26 yards, 3.7 average. Blake Corum, 1 attempt for 13 yards, was going to have another attempt, but then he fumbled the pitch. The receiving leader right now for the Rams is Jordan Whittington with his 2 catches for 33 receiving yards. Kyren Williams has 2 for 20. I know that he was involved in the receiving game as well, and he had that receiving touchdown. So Mac Jones under center from the 33-yard line, 2nd and 10. He's got McCaffrey in the backfield, and they do a play action. He rolls out to the left. He's still in the pocket. Throws, it's complete. That's Kendrick Bourne. He's going to get the first down at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the 49ers. 49ers have 2 timeouts. The Rams have all 3. But yeah, the 49ers, they don't want to give the Rams any time to get something before the half here. Yeah, I was getting shootout vibes with how the offenses were just going up and down the field. So yeah, maybe in the second half, we won't really see any punts. So this is Mac Jones under center from the 45-yard line. Back to throw. Throws. He gets Tongs underneath. That's actually an incomplete. The refs are blowing it dead. I was pretty sure that was incomplete. Had it for a second, but then got slammed by Landman. Yeah, he doesn't make a move at all. As soon as he gets hit after coming down to the ground after the catch, he gets hit. And the defender is hurt after that hit. That's Landman. Nate Landman. I think he was the guy who punched the fumble loose on the Texans in week 1. 4th year out of Colorado. But he needed to be tended to by training staff. So the 49ers, they're moving the ball a little bit, but they've got a 2nd down at their own 45-yard line. Take a quick look here. There's 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the first half. Brock Purdy, after that, is now down to 13 completions out of 18 pass attempts for 160 yards and 136.3 rating. Yeah, it really just kind of makes you wonder, like, if the 49ers hadn't traded away those draft picks and had just gotten Mac Jones that year, would he have been able to run the offense he probably would have been Brock Purdy. Like, you gotta wonder, like, I can understand it. He's worked in your system. You want to keep him in your system. But when you pay a quarterback a lot of money, you start not being able to afford all the talent around him. So maybe Kyle Shanahan is putting more emphasis on who can run his system rather than the skill players around him. Because if you look at Mac Jones tonight, CMC is his only skill player. Like, the other players he's surrounded with aren't anything special. I mean, Jake Tongs, he's a backup tight end nobody had heard of. So when you take away the George Kittles, the Deebo Samuels, the Brandon Ayuks, and you're still able to have offensive production, you got to think that that's how well the coach schemes things. And I'm a little biased about this because the Falcons were in the NFC South, but I do feel like that 2016 Falcons year with Kyle Shanahan being the OC, it wasn't really Matt Ryan being insanely good. It was just Shanahan scheming wide open receivers all the time, and you had Julio Jones in that system. So I don't know. I was never really sold that the Falcons were that great with Matt Ryan. And plus, they did ruin our perfect season in 2015, so I kind of have to hate them a bit. All right. 45-yard line, 2nd and 10, a minute 16 left. Mac Jones out of the shotgun with Christian McCaffrey to his left. Corner of the Rams creeping up the line, might be showing blitz. We'll see if they decide to bring pressure. Hands it off to McCaffrey. The Rams might have gone off sides. There's a flag after the snap. The Rams indicating it's on the 49ers, so that might be an illegal shift. And it's a false start, but they didn't blow it dead. Must be a different variety, because you usually can't decline that. So the Rams just take the result of the play. 3rd and 10 for San Francisco at their own 45. Can they get close enough for their kicker, who is not Jake Moody anymore? It is Eddie Pinheiro. Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with him. Former Panthers kicker. He did decently. So Mac Jones out of the shotgun, and we've got a timeout from San Francisco, so they'll only have one remaining. They didn't really like what they saw, or they wanted to see the Rams show their hand first. Oh, illegal formation. Got it. Thanks for the clarification, Sam. All right, 3rd and 10 here for the 49ers. It's Mac Jones back to throw. Throws it to McCaffrey underneath. Or no, that's Tongs, actually. He was running really fast. I thought it might have been McCaffrey. We tick under a minute left. But the 49ers, they got the first down there. So it's worth taking the timeout to keep the drive going. Mac Jones out of the shotgun, throws to Demarcus Robinson. He keeps himself inbounds. They keep that clock running. Gets about 8 on that play. Trying to get closer for their field goal kicker. Yeah, at this point, it's probably just going to be a field goal at this point. They're at the 35-yard line. Mac Jones throws. It's incomplete, intended for Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So we've got a 3rd and 2 coming up with 26 seconds left in the second quarter. All right, 3rd and 2. They hand it off to McCaffrey. Oh, and McCaffrey gets a good deal of yardage. That looks about to be an 8-yard gain. They're hurrying up. They're saving that timeout. Looks like they're going to spike it. Mac Jones does indeed spike the ball, so we'll have 2nd and 10 with 13 seconds on the clock. One timeout for San Francisco, so that does give them the middle of the field to work with. Yeah, and it's pretty good clock management by Kyle Shanahan here. $14-7, 49ers over the Rams. Can the 49ers increase their lead going into halftime? Oh, incomplete pass intended for Marquez Valdes-Scantling over the middle. 3rd and 10, 9 seconds. okay. Not putting up crazy stats right now, Dylan. One touchdown pass, no interceptions, so decent quarterback rating. Nothing super crazy though. Yeah, he's got 109 passing yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, just kind of pedestrian. And the Rams take a timeout on this 3rd and 10, seeing what the 49ers were doing. The 49ers rebounding from their embarrassing loss to the Jaguars last week. They played incredibly sloppy and got 4 turnovers. Gave up 4 turnovers. It could be the Jaguars' defense played really well, or it could be, in my opinion, the 49ers played incredibly sloppy. Like McCaffrey bobbled a catch, which then got intercepted, fell right into the hands of Devin Lloyd, so can't really say that that was all Devin Lloyd's doing. I thought Puka Nacua was overhyped, but he's putting up crazy numbers. He's the #1 fantasy receiver right now. He had 170 yards receiving last week against the Colts. Now, this week, the 49ers have kept him a little under wraps. He doesn't have eye-popping numbers today. Oh, and the 49ers, they're just running this one to get a little bit closer. McCaffrey gets it to about the 20-yard line, so this will be a much more manageable... that didn't make it much more manageable. This is a very manageable kick for Eddie Pinheiro. But that former Panthers, it's flowing through his vein. It's definitely able to miss a chip shot. Oh, Devin Lloyd, AFC Defensive Player of the Month. Okay, so he's been playing well all season so far. A lot of teams losing to the Jaguars might be an overstatement. Just saying. All right, we've got a 4th and 2. Not that that matters. There's 2 seconds on the clock. They're trotting Eddie Pinheiro out for a 37-yard field goal attempt. This would give them a 10-point lead going into halftime. And it's straight through the middle. So the 49ers are going to take a 10-point lead going into halftime. 17-7. I might have to put the font down a little bit for this for it to fit. There we go. It is halftime. 17-7. 49ers over the Rams. You are listening to my live reactions here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. For all those tuning in, thanks for spending some of your evening with me here on the Dusty Tron channel. I truly appreciate it. If you like the video and you like the chat and conversation, give the video a like. And if you like great football content, I post weekly picks on Tuesdays, power rankings every Wednesdays, and I from time to time post just my reactions. This last weekend, I posted my reactions about the Panthers not being able to cover any punts from the New England Patriots and their abysmal 42 to 13 loss at the hands of the New England Patriots. So if you like football content, give the channel a subscribe and be sure to click that bell to get notified of all of our videos. All right, now that my channel plug is over, actually, I should put my socials in the chat. I have not done that yet. I've got a TikTok and an Instagram. Yeah, TikTok and Instagram had an exclusive reaction video. That Panthers one was exclusive to TikTok and Instagram. But the picks and the power rankings go on all 3 platforms. All right, so just talking about how this first half played out. So going through the stat line, Mac Jones' completion percentage going down a little bit. He started out really hot, but right now he's 15 of 23, 179 yards, 65.2 completion percentage, and a 117.8 rating. For rushing, Christian McCaffrey of 49ers, 13 attempts, 45 yards, averaging 3.5 a carry with a long of 8. Brian Robinson Jr. has 3 attempts for 6 yards at 2 yards a tote, long of 5. Mac Jones had that one QB scramble for 2 yards, or sorry, I should say QB sneak. Sky Moore had a jet sweep that only got 1 yard. So only 54 rushing yards for the team total. The leading receiver for the 49ers right now is Kendrick Bourne. 3 receptions for 64 yards on 4 targets. Had that long 35-yard catch. It was a 10-yard catch, which was turned into 35 with like 25 yards after the catch. He has 38 yards yak out of his 64 yards. Christian McCaffrey has 5 receptions for 44 yards and a touchdown on 5 targets, as long as 15, and he has 44 yards after the catch. Is that possible? He has 44 reception yards and then 44 receiving yards after the catch? I don't think that's quite right. NFL.com, get your stats in line. Demarcus Robinson, 3 catches for 39 yards on 4 targets. Jake Tongs, he's the backup for George Kittle. 3 receptions for 23 yards and 1 touchdown on 4 targets. MVS, he's on the team. 1 catch for 9 yards on 3 targets. Luke Farrell, 1 target, no catches. Kyle Juszczyk, 1 target, no catches. They have 179 receiving yards, so passing yards, only 54 rushing yards. So now we go over and look at the Rams. Stafford is 9 of 13 for 109 yards, 69.2 completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 120.4 rating. And then for the rushing, only 39 rushing yards for the Rams that half. 49ers did a pretty good job keeping the Rams running backs under wraps. Matt Stafford gets charged with the fumble that Blake Corum dropped on the toss. That's brutal. But yeah, they have the fumble under Matt Stafford there. Kyren Williams, 7 attempts for 26 yards, averaging 3.7 a carry, long of 7. Blake Corum had the 1 run for 13 yards. Could have had another run if he actually caught the pitch, but he dropped it and the 49ers recovered it. That is the only turnover of the game so far. The Rams fumbled and the 49ers recovered. Receiving, Whittington is the leading receiver for the Rams. 2 receptions for 33 yards on 2 targets. Puka Nacua, 3 receptions for 24 yards on 4 targets. Terrence Ferguson, I believe that is. Hang on. Terrence Ferguson, yep. Terrence Ferguson, 1 catch for 21 yards is a really nice catch on 1 target. Kyren Williams, 2 catches for 20 yards, 1 touchdown on 3 targets. Devontae Adams, 2 targets, 1 catch for 11 yards. And Tutu Atwell had 1 target, no receptions. Yeah, that's not his fumble. He gets it into Corum's hands and Corum just drops it. So, yeah, that's rough there. But yeah, you're listening to the Dusty Tron channel halftime report right now. We just went through the stats. Now let's look forward a little bit to next week. Or let's actually talk a little bit about the previous week's games. Let me see here. Let's go over to week 4. So as you listen to on the Dusty Tron channel, Seattle was able to pull off a last-second field goal win over Arizona, 23-20. Seattle really dominated most of that game, but Arizona was able to come back and make it a game in the 4th quarter. Pittsburgh, Minnesota. I had some people making fun of me for picking Pittsburgh, but hey, Pittsburgh, they won 24-21 over in Ireland. And yeah, Minnesota has their second straight game overseas this upcoming week. I believe it was Jacksonville who had to do that last year. But yeah, they had one in the Vikings had Ireland last week, and now they're in London this week. So yeah, I'm thinking they're ready to get back to the U.S. Lots of traveling happening there. Atlanta showed that the prior week's shutout loss to Carolina was a fluke, taking care of the Washington Commanders 34-27. The Saints continue to show fight as they were keeping in the game with Buffalo, who is number one in my power rankings. Buffalo 31, New Orleans 19, and they rebound nicely after that blowout loss to Seattle the prior week. The Lions took care of business, unlike the Green Bay Packers, against the Cleveland Browns 34-10. It was a little bit of a slow start, but they really poured it on in the second half, and particularly the fourth quarter, winning by 24. The Panthers, they started out 6-0, but then lost the game 42-13 and looked completely hapless. And I can't even say I'm so disappointed with this Panthers team. It's just kind of expected at this point. Sure, I was pumping the brakes on them in the offseason. Everyone's like, ooh, dark horse Panthers. I'm like, no, they still have a terrible defense. And Bryce Young, he hasn't really done anything this season. Even their 30-0 win over the Falcons, he didn't have a great stat line. He only had like 100-something passing yards. So yeah, Carolina, not great there. The Giants, the upset of the week. Jackson Dart in his first game able to take down the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers 21-18. But that win came at a price because Malik Neighbors tore his ACL and is done for the year. So who will be the receiver that steps up for the New York Giants? Will it be Darius Slayton or will it be Wan'Dale Robinson? I'm kind of hoping it's Wan'Dale Robinson because I have him in more fantasy leagues and I really don't have Darius Slayton in any of them. So hopefully it's Wan'Dale Robinson. Next one, kind of a tale of two halves. So we kind of have, maybe we'll see that in this game where the Rams will be better in the second half. But tale of two halves versus the Eagles and the Bucks. Eagles were up, I believe it was 24-6 at halftime. And then the Bucks claw their way back, had the ball with a final possession, but just couldn't quite get the job done. Philadelphia pulls out 31-25 final in that game. Mayfield couldn't make his final drive magic work on that one. It had to stop at some point. All of their games were one-possession games, and they finally lose one. The first upset pick I had of the week was the Titans beating the Texans. That didn't play out. The Texans are able to shut out the Titans 26-0. Woody Marks stepped onto the scene with a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. The next game, it was one of the most anticipated games of the week. It was the Colts at the Rams. Rams were able to take care of business, but you could argue that the Colts probably win that game if Adonai Mitchell doesn't drop the ball out of the back of the end zone after having a clear path to the end zone, and he doesn't have that holding call on Jonathan Taylor because it wasn't necessary. Jonathan Taylor was going to get that touchdown, but he held and drew the flag and took away a 52-yard touchdown run. So this was the upset I picked because I was not a believer in San Francisco, but the Jaguars took care of business at San Francisco, 26-21. The 49ers played an incredibly sloppy game with 4 turnovers. Jacksonville able to hold on for the win, 26-21, but they had a good rushing game and good defense, but that passing attack with Trevor Lawrence, it needs to do better. The Ravens continue to just not perform up to their standards. Their defense picking up where it left off the first half of the season last year. They are Swiss cheese right now, and they lose by 17 to the Kansas City Chiefs And one of those touchdowns at the end makes it the score look a little better than it was. It was a 24-point lead. They got a touchdown in garbage time. 37-20, the Chiefs beat the Ravens. Then we've got the Bears were able to hold on during Ashton Genty's come-out party there. He was able to, he had a really good game, 138 rushing yards, a receiving touchdown, and a receiving touchdown and a running touchdown. But the Raiders, they threw 3 interceptions. Geno Smith threw 3 interceptions. And yeah, the Raiders had a last-second field goal attempt, but weren't able to get it to go. It was blocked, which this is the year of the blocked field goal. Blocked by the Bears, and they hold on to win 25-24. One of the pretty rare one-point victories in the league. And then we had that crazy Sunday night football game with the Packers defeating the Packers tying the Cowboys, almost losing the game at the very end by not taking care of the clock properly. But they fortunately had 1 second on the clock, so McManus was able to kick a field goal as time expired in order to give them a 40-40 tie with Dallas. But you got to start thinking there's some concerns for that Green Bay defense. They give up 40 to Dallas, and then they weren't able to take care of business against the Browns the prior week. So after a great 2 games to start the year, the Packers are faltering a little bit. And now it's the 49ers kicking the ball off. And it is fielded by, I believe that's Smith. Smith's got some room to work with. That's Xavier Smith. Gets to about the 33-yard line. And the possession football moves to the Rams. All right. And so now halftime has become the third quarter. Let's get that font back up to what it was. And there we go. It's 1st and 10 for the Rams from the 37-yard line. Stafford out of the shotgun. Throws. There's Nakua, and he's going to get a 3-yard gain there on the flat. Yeah, I know. Seriously. Yeah, the Packers need to regroup. So the Rams, they have the ball down 10. Which player said they'd go 17-0? I missed that. All right, Stafford, 2nd and 6, back to throw. Throws. He's got 87. Who is 87? But he makes the catch. It was almost tipped away. That's Davis Allen, the tight end. Almost tipped away from the 49ers, but Stafford just barely gets it over his head. Oh, there was a bobble there, but I think he does secure it. They're at the 39-yard line of the 49ers, and that's a handoff to Kyren Williams, who only gets 1 yard, a late flag. And you gotta hate it when you get a holding call on a play that gets you 1 yard. Well, let's see what the flag is. So it's holding on both teams. They're going to offset, and it's going to be a replay of the down. 39-yard line. The 49ers' 39-yard line is where the Rams are at for 1st and 10. Oh, Rasheed Walker. Okay, yeah. I have a friend who's a Packers fan, so I know some more of their players, but I haven't really heard of Rasheed Walker. All right, Stafford out of the shotgun. It's got Kyren Williams to his right. Allen moves in motion. It's a handoff to Williams. They do the same thing, but get a better result. 4-yard gain for the Rams as they get to the 35-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. We've got 13.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter here. You're listening to my live reaction here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Rams making some substitutions on 2nd and 6. Yeah, that Browns game. Now, to be fair, they had that Browns game pretty much in the bag, but they just choked at the end. It was ridiculous. Stafford under center. Nakua in motion. Fakes the handoff to Nakua, then gets it to Kyron. Oh, no, he didn't actually have it. Stafford, it was a play action, but throws an incomplete pass to Whittington. Maybe Whittington wasn't even expecting it. Maybe he got faked out by the fake. So we've got a 3rd and 6, 12:55 left to play in the third quarter. You can be assured that the Rams want to keep this drive going. They're at the 35, so that's a really long field goal. You might be in 4-down territory here. Okay, so yeah, I think we can go undefeated. Yeah, I feel like most teams will say that. Oh, it was Kyron Williams had the first down in the flat, but drops the ball. The Rams are kind of having a case of the dropsies right now. And it looks like they're going to trot out the field goal unit. That's bad by Kyron Williams there. It's right there. He starts thinking of running before he secures it and just drops the ball. All right, so we've got Carty taking a 53-yard field goal attempt. This is not a gimme. But field goal kickers have been doing a lot better with 50-plus yard field goals this year. Let's see how he does. The kick is up, and it's hooking right. It's no good. No good, so the Rams come up empty on their first possession of the game. The score remains 17-7, and the possession football moves. 17-7, 49ers over the Rams. You're listening to my live reactions to the Rams versus 49ers on Thursday Night Football here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Yeah, overconfidence from players doesn't tend to turn out that well. Now, it was interesting. I think it was the Ravens-Browns game. The Browns player insinuated that Derrick Henry was easy to tackle, but then Derrick Henry had a bad game. So it's one of those things where sometimes they can back up the trash talk, but when you don't, it's bad. Yeah, no, that drop by Kyron Williams forces them into a long field goal, and yeah, they missed the field goal, and now the 49ers have great field position around midfield, so they only need to get like a first down or two, and then they can kick a field goal of their own. But as we saw last week, a two-possession game, it does not mean the end. The Cardinals came back in the fourth quarter, so it's still very much a game. You definitely, if you're the Rams, though, you want to hold them to a field goal here. Touchdown versus a field goal, huge difference because it's a two-possession game versus a three-possession game. For those of you watching, this is the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. We post great content all the time, so if you like this live stream, give it a like. It helps us out in the algorithm. And if you want, subscribe to the channel. I post weekly game picks on Tuesdays, weekly power rankings on Wednesdays, and I throw some reaction videos in there every now and again, and we do live streams every Thursday night football game. So if you subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. And if you do subscribe, be sure to click that bell to get notified of all of our content. We are also on TikTok and Instagram. If you search for The Dustytron, look for the neon D, you will see it. That's our channel. The neon, it's a metallic D with neon outline. All right, we've got a 1st and 10 here. Hand off to McCaffrey. He's only going to get about 2. Ooh, sorry. But yeah, Nick Bosa out for the year with that torn ACL. That's rough for the 49ers defense, but they've been playing well tonight here against the Rams. Mac Jones calling signals out of the shotgun on 2nd and 8. Kyle Juszczyk in motion. I feel like the 49ers are the only ones who would move a fullback in motion. Mac Jones throws it long. Receiver must have stopped running the route because there was no one there except 2 Rams. The ball does fall incomplete. 3rd and 8. 12 minutes and 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 49ers trying to extend their lead. They lead by 10, 17-7 over the home team, the home Los Angeles Rams. Tongs moves in motion to the right side. The Rams bring some pressure, throws. Oh, that's going to draw a flag. Williams knocked Tongs over, and he was going to be short of the 1st down, but he knocks him over before the pass can get there. That is pass interference. That's textbook pass interference on the Rams. I don't think there's any arguing that one. Yeah, and the corner knew it as soon as he did it. Yeah, I just got a little too eager there. Thought he was going to catch the ball and then just slam tackles him. But Tongs didn't have the ball. So, yeah, you're going to get a flag thrown on you there. McCaffrey moving in motion. It was Juszczyk in the backfield. Mac Jones throws long. Gets it to Kendrick Bourne out of bounds. That's going to get about, I want to think, 15? Yeah, I think that's a 15-yard gain. Regardless, it's a 1st down, and the 49ers are moving the ball. That was close to a hold. Yeah, no, so a lot of the old football games, especially like on the older systems, the fullback could sometimes be overpowered. I remember I played Madden 09 on the Wii, and there was a fullback flat play. I forget who my fullback was. He was one of the more well-known fullbacks at the time, but I did a fantasy draft with the San Diego Chargers. Jake Delhomme was my quarterback, but I kept throwing these flat passes, and the play was broken. It was the Wii version of the game, and yeah, for some reason, it looks like Mac Jones is a little limpy. But yeah, for some reason, that fullback, he got into the Pro Bowl for sure because he had like 15 touchdown catches on the year. All right, it's a handoff to Brian Robinson. Gets about 4 on 2nd and 8, so we've got about a 3rd and 4, a 3rd and 3 coming up here as we wind under 10.5 to play in the 3rd. Thanks to everyone who's watching the stream. Thanks for spending some of your evening with me. I truly appreciate it. We're having a fun time here. Live reactions for Thursday Night Football, 49ers Rams. Tongs moves in motion from the right to the left side of this line of scrimmage. Jones in the shotgun, throws, gets it to Bourne. It's another 1st down at the 15-yard line of the Rams. 49ers making their way downfield. Yeah, it's just an easy pitch and catch. Kendrick Bourne, they're not doing great on coverage in him today. The Rams secondary struggling a lot. Whew. All right, so he actually got to the 13-yard line of the Rams. McCaffrey with the handoff going on the left side, gets it to about the 9-yard line. That might mark him down at the 10. As we wind under 9 to play in the 3rd quarter, 49ers looking to get that touchdown. The Rams really trying to keep them out of the end zone and prevent this from becoming a 3-possession game. Yeah, field goal, fine. 2 possessions, you can come back from that. 3 possessions, as the clock winds down, becomes increasingly more difficult to come back from. And there's Jones out of the single, under center, throws, it's complete to Bourne again, and that's close to the first down. Looks like the spot they're giving it to him. So we're going to have 1st and goal upcoming, unless I'm mistaken here. So Mac Jones continues to be incredibly efficient in this Kyle Shanahan offense. (18 of 27 passing. All right, yep, it's 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Hands it to McCaffrey, pushing up the middle. Can the Rams keep him out? Looks like he is. Yeah, he's down at the 1-yard line, so the Rams do indeed keep him out. 2nd and goal. This is a huge stand, goal line stand for the Rams. Can they keep the 49ers out of the end zone? Under 7.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. You must want the Rams to win, I guess. All right, 2nd and goal. All right, it's a handoff to Juszczyk. Oh, and he's going to lose a yard. Try to take them off guard with the fullback handoff, and Jared Verse is having none of that. Big stop for the Rams there. So now 3rd and goal. And if the 49ers, yeah, this could be interesting. If the 49ers, do they go for the end zone if they get to 4th down? I think it really kind of depends on what happens here. It's 3rd and goal from the Rams' 2-yard line. Kyle Juszczyk moves in motion, and now there's a stoppage in play. Might be Kyle Shanahan taking a timeout. It is indeed a timeout by the 49ers. I guess when you're in the lead and it's an important play like this, you can burn one of your timeouts, but you might need those later. .6:39 left to play in the game. Not in the game. 6:39 left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and goal. San Francisco lining up here. Mac Jones out of the shotgun. I don't like shotgun on short distance. That's Marquez Valdes-Scantling moving in motion from the right to the left. Or sorry, left to the right. Oh, and it's Brian Young coming in on the blitz. Hits Jones as he throws. And Jones is injured after that, grabbing his calf. Who's the quarterback behind Mac Jones? Oh, it's Adrian Martinez. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he might be from the USFL. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, so Brian Young comes off the... That might not be Brian Young. Hang on. I think... Who's that guy? Young. Brian. Yeah, Brian Young. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, Adrian Martinez. Yeah, that was a little late. And they got one on Mac Jones earlier in the game where it was like, it was by the written rule roughing the passer, but you just kind of hate it where it's like the defender came in at him and did hit him but pulled out, didn't bring him to the ground or anything, but they still called it because it is. Yeah, so, yeah, Brian Young. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Adrian Martinez is about here. Da, 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 da. Okay, yeah, no, I was right. Yeah, he was on the Birmingham Stallions in the UFL. So, hey, UFL representation here. Sorry, yes, I do know the difference between Brian Young and Bryant Young. Yeah, Bryant Young is the Hall of Famer. The 49ers Hall of Famer. But yeah, no, he won the 2024 UFL championship with the Birmingham Stallions. So maybe he can get plug and played into Kyle Shanahan's system too. Maybe you don't need Mac Jones. Yeah, from the replay, I didn't see anything weird happen to Mac Jones's leg there. So maybe it was kind of non-contact. I don't know. Not that he was not contacted, but it didn't bend weird or anything from what I saw. Tommy, thanks for joining the chat. We always have a good time here on the Dusty Tron channel. So yeah, we'll have to see if what the 49ers do on 4th down here. Are they gonna just take the field goal? It extends their lead, but it's still just a 2-possession lead. Are they gonna go risky and go for the touchdown? So yeah, reading up on Adrian Martinez a little bit, it looks like they just signed him for this. Okay, so it is a field goal. 49ers tack on 3 more, so they get a 20-7 lead here. Yeah, I don't think he's super injured if I were to look at that. Yep, field goal for the 49ers. They now have a 13-point lead, 20-7. Yeah, I'm not really sure what hurt Mac Jones on that play. But yeah, no, walking off the field on his own, that's good. But he was hobbling before that, so you wonder if he's got some lingering injury going on. But yeah, Adrian Martinez added from the practice squad to the active roster before this game. And yeah, it's a good thing they did, because he might need to come in. All right, 49ers getting set to kick off with 6 minutes and 33 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. There's the kick. It's fielded by the Rams. And that's Xavier Smith again, down to the 32-yard line. So the Rams will take over with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. They trail the 49ers at home 20-7, 13-point deficit. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. All right, 31-yard line, sorry. Matthew Stafford takes the snap. 1st and 10, looking, has no one. Throws it over the head of Corum, lives to play another down. Oh, but that one didn't actually happen because the possession football didn't move. It is now the Rams' ball. But that play actually did happen, and it's 2nd and 10. (20-7). You can be assured this is not how Rams fans wanted this home game to go on Thursday night. Stafford throws. Oh, he's got Tutu Atwell down the field to the 35-yard line of the 49ers, and our first big play of the game coming with 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Tutu Atwell gets behind the defense and is able to get a big gain, flipping the field for the Los Angeles Rams and putting them into scoring position. Yeah, and it's a good pocket for Stafford. Had a lot of time to survey the field. No pressure from the 49ers gets there. And he's able to get Tutu Atwell in stride. And we do have an injured 49er on the field after that play. Oh, it's Yuter Gross-Matos, a former Carolina Panther. He was a second-round pick for us out of Penn State. Never really panned out for us, but seems to be doing okay on the 49ers. Looks like he might have tweaked his hamstring a little bit. All right, 1st and 10 at the 49ers 35-yard line. Stafford out of the shotgun, throws, gets, that's Nakua, down to the 20. Nakua's been pretty quiet today, but can he come up in the clutch when the Rams need him to? Yeah, it's just a nice slant route there. Yeah, Nakua having a great season so far. He's the receiving leader, but only has 44 receiving yards in this game so far. The 49ers have kept him pretty under wraps so far. The Stafford out of the shotgun, rolling out, throws. Oh, Corum with the butterfingers again. Can't hold on to Stafford's pass, but fortunately this time it's not a pitch, and it just goes down as an incomplete pass. So we've got a 2nd and 10 with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left in the third quarter. '49ers offense has been going up and down the field, but the Rams made a big stop last drive, keeping the 49ers in goal to go to only a field goal. Stafford throws, it's a screen to Nakua. Nakua able to get the first down, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Rams at the 9-yard line of San Francisco as we wind under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Whoops. Knocked my little light over here a little bit. Yeah, well set up, well executed screenplay. Nakua weaves through the line a little bit. Able to get some good yardage there. That would actually be crazy if it was Stafford who was the quarterback for the receiver who broke the receiving record again. There's Kyron Williams at the run going towards the end zone. He stopped at the 1-yard line. And the Rams trying to make this a game coming down the stretch. Actually, now that I look at the score, this is eerily similar to last week. It was 20-6. It's 20-7 this week. So maybe we'll see something very similar to last week's Seahawks and Cardinals game. Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Stafford throws quick. I think that's Nakua. And it's a touchdown. Pretty sure that was Puka Nakua. It is indeed. And it's a touchdown for the Los Angeles Rams. It'll be confirmed by the booth. But the Rams might get this game back to within 6. Yeah, no, that's a clean catch. Great executed play there. Nakua, great catch. Gets it across the plane. Statement drive for the Rams. With 3:45 left to play in the third quarter, the Rams have the opportunity to cut it to a 6-point lead. There's the snap. There's the hold. Oh, almost blocked, but gets it off, and it's good. And it is 20-14. 49ers over the Rams. You're listening to my live reactions here to Rams 49ers on Thursday Night Football here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. 20-14, 49ers over the Rams with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Yeah, I agree, Sam. Especially with Mac Jones getting injured last drive, it'll be really interesting to see how the 49ers come out and respond to that. Because if they come out flat, this very well, especially with the Rams being at home, the momentum could swing entirely in their favor. Looking forward to next week a little bit. Our next live stream will be the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. If Jackson Dart can beat the Saints this week, we might be thinking, oh, maybe Jackson Dart upset against the... sorry, I can't talk. Jackson Dart maybe getting an upset against the Eagles next week. That would be crazy if the Jackson Dart-led Giants are the ones to dethrone the Eagles from their undefeated record. I'm not really banking on that, just putting it out there. But they've beaten one undefeated team. Can they beat another? So after one game, I don't think we can really say Jackson Dart is the real deal, but I think there was just a confidence he brought to the team, especially on that opening drive. You really just felt that, hey, the Giants have a shot at this after that first drive. There's just, I don't know. The Russell Wilson Giants, you just didn't really feel any drive with them. He was just kind of there. And that's kind of what you got out of Russ last year with Pittsburgh. But they always get over 8 wins on a season, and that was enough for them to get into the playoffs. With a miserable losing streak down the stretch, I think they lost their last 4 going into the playoffs or something stupid like that. Yeah, but to be fair, they're not blowing everyone out. They are so good on paper. They have so much depth. And yet, I've got to remember their week 3 game. Yeah, they should have lost to the Rams. The Rams just kind of botched that one. They let the Bucks come back. They only beat the Chiefs by 3. They only beat the Cowboys by 4. So they're not dominating any teams. And they really have the talent to do so. So I'm kind of expecting more out of them. All right, there's the kickoff. The possession officially goes over to the Rams now. The Rams field it. And it gets over to the 27-yard line. Oh, I spoke too soon. The ball pops out. Xavier Smith has it and runs it into the end zone, but it looks like the refs are calling him down. Yep, Mac Jones trotting back onto the field ever so gingerly. See what happens here. Oh, that ball is out. That ball is out. How did the officials blow that down unless they called it? Maybe they called his forward progress stopped. Maybe they'll review when the whistle's blown. Yeah, I think this is going to come under further review because it's a clear fumble. But I think the only way you can say you could overturn this is if the whistle did not come in before the ball was being stripped out. Yeah, Sam, I'm a secondary Giants fan. I grew up in New York, so I absolutely hate the Eagles. So I would love to see them start losing, and it would bring me much pleasure if the Giants were the first team to give them their first loss. Giants are, it's kind of, for me, like, I would like to see it when they do well, but I kind of laugh at their sheer incompetence sometimes. So I'm not like, if the Giants are doing bad, I just kind of expect it. But it's more like, oh, hey, they're doing good. Yay, the Giants. Panthers, on the other hand, I'm a bit more passionate about. So Adrian Martinez did not come into the game. We still have Mac Jones, and the 49ers have the ball 1st and 10, and we've got a false start. So that's going to back them up 5 yards. For those of you listening to the stream, thanks for choosing to spend some of your evening with me. This is the Dustytron channel. We have a fun time here doing a live reaction stream to the 49ers-Rams game. We do live reaction streams every Thursday night football game, so thank you for giving me some of your time this evening. First and 15 from their own 22. Mac Jones back to throw. Throws. He's going to get Kendrick Bourne on the sideline. Yeah, the Steelers with Rodgers this year, I don't think they've really had a real test, though, yet, but they're winning the games they should be winning, so good for them. They'll probably get 9+ wins again this year because they just always do that. Probably lose in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, I'll have to revisit my playoff predictions because I don't think the Bengals are making it anymore. I had them at the 6th seed, but they look terrible. So this is Mac Jones on 2nd and 9, throws it. That's Luke Farrell, and he's going to get to very close to the yard line, but the yard to gain, but he's going to be inches short. Yeah, I don't think the Lions are anywhere close to the Steelers. I have the Lions right now as my 3rd ranked team in my power rankings. I have the Eagles and the Bills above them, but that could change. We've got 3rd down here. I don't think he got that. The Rams are signaling he didn't get it, and the refs agree. As we wind under 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here, deep in your own territory, are you gonna go for 4th here? Go for it on 4th down. Mac Jones, yeah, he gets through there, but I don't know if he gets enough. Yeah, he almost gets held up by Juszczyk a little bit there. Oh, they do give him the 1st down, but are the Rams gonna challenge the spot? So the officials give him the 1st down, but it looks like Sean McVay might be challenging this ruling. It's 20-14, 49ers over the Rams here on Thursday Night Football. You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Oh, so the refs, they actually just consult the video and they overturn it. So the Rams do not have to take a challenge, and it's 4th down. Yeah, it's pretty clear the ball is not past the 1st down marker there. That would have been a terrible mark. Oh, sorry, I missed the Lions comment earlier. Yeah, I'll have to see what streaming's looking like at that point. Maybe the Sunday night game, but I think I'm kind of sticking to Thursday night games for now. I don't know if the Lions have any Thursday night football games this year. Oh, on 4th down, they go for it. I don't know if Mac Jones got that. Oh, okay, yep, he did. Yeah, let's actually look at that Thursday night football schedule. Hang on. I know there aren't any Panthers ones. But yeah, no, I feel like last year I was becoming like a Lions streamer. I was doing a ton of, like, I feel like I've actually got it right here. Yeah, I only did 5 live streams last year, and 3 of them were the Lions. All right, so the 49ers, they do indeed get the 1st down on that Mac Jones sneak. And there's a stoppage in play. It looks like a timeout for the 49ers. So they used their 2nd timeout already. And we've only got 1 minute left in the 3rd. They only have 1 timeout for the 4th quarter. That's not great. All right, so looking ahead at Thursday night football matchups, we've got Eagles at Giants, Steelers at Bengals, Vikings at Chargers, Ravens at Dolphins, Raiders at Broncos, Jets at Patriots, Bills at Texans. Oh, we do. Oh, is that? Okay, no. That's December 4th. That's not Thanksgiving. I was like, oh, they might be considering that, but no, this is the prime schedule here. So yeah, no, I will be streaming the Lions Cowboys game on the 4th of December. I should be streaming that one. And then the remainder is Falcons, Bucks, Rams, Seahawks, and then Broncos, Chiefs. All right, 1st and 10 now. Oh, the Rams are showing blitz. They come, and it's McCaffrey. Looked to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but then gets stood up after 4. Yes, they do play Thanksgiving as well. I gotta say, I probably won't stream on Thanksgiving. Okay, so they play on Thursday and they'll have like exactly a week before they play again. So that's decent from a scheduling perspective. Although the players are probably mad. They probably like having a longer week. It's a throw to Juszczyk in the flat, and the ref is calling him down before the line to gain. But Juszczyk did leap forward, but his knee must have touched. All right, so that is the end of the 3rd quarter. We've got a game here with the 49ers only up by 6. They are driving kind of slowly and methodically down the field. But as we go into the 4th quarter, it is 20-14 49ers over the Rams. You're listening to my live reactions to Thursday Night Football here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. We've got 6 live viewers on the stream. Thanks everyone who's choosing to spend some of your evening with us. It's a fun time here on the Dustytron channel. Thanks for spending some of your time with me. If you like what you're seeing, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. And click the notification bell to receive notifications of all of my videos that I post. I post weekly game picks on Tuesday, weekly power rankings on Wednesdays, and every Thursday night football game throughout the season I stream. There is a Panthers Monday Night Football game I might consider streaming. They play, actually, the 49ers, but depending on how bad the Panthers are on November 12th, I might not stream that game because it's just going to be sadness and despair. Oh, wow, they play both holidays, Sam. Wow, that's interesting. Just goes to show the NFL wants to showcase the Lions a lot. The NFL does like offense, and the Lions are definitely one of the more potent offensive teams in the league. I'm lucky if my team gets 1 primetime game a year, who usually gets 0. But I kind of don't blame them. We're so bad to watch. The last primetime game we had was Thursday Night Football, Bryce Young's rookie year, and we lost to the Bears, I want to say, like 10-6 or something like that. It was really awful. It was a unbearably bad game to watch. Now, let me see if I can find that one. Oh, sorry. It was 16-13. I knew it was something really low scoring, but it was an incredibly boring, tedious game. All right, we got a 3rd and 1 for the 49ers. Hands off to McCaffrey. Oh, and he's dropped in the backfield by Landman. That's a loss of 3 and is probably going to force the 49ers to punt. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if primetime plays too well for the Panthers, but we'll see. But yeah, that's Landman. Knifes right in the backfield. Takes out the legs of Christian McCaffrey. That's Nate Landman who makes the play and is forcing the 49ers punt. The Rams have a chance to take the lead on this upcoming drive. There's the kick. And it's going to be fielded. That's Xavier Smith. Trying to find a lane to run. Dancing around a bit too much. Only returns it for about 3 yards. The Rams will start this drive from their own 12-yard line. 14 minutes and 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's 20-14 49ers over the Rams. Rams, oh, it's time to move the possession football. Dun dun. All right. Rams have a chance to tie the game on this drive. They're down 6. Early fourth quarter. Plenty of time left in the game. But what's interesting is the 49ers have used 2 of their timeouts. They only have 1 timeout left for the fourth quarter. So when it comes down to the line here, if the Rams take the lead and the 49ers need those timeouts, they don't have them. All right, Stafford under center. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Throws, getting Nacua involved. Nacua getting close to the first down line, but he's going to be 2 yards short. Yeah, and one thing you've seen from the Rams more in this half, they've been getting Puka Nacua a lot more involved. Getting him open. Just getting the ball to him. And Stafford out of the shotgun on 2nd and 1 throws. He's going to get his tight end, Allen. Allen should just get down before he fumbles. That's a 4-yard gain. And enough for a Rams first down and keep this drive alive. 1st and 10 for the Rams. That was Davis Allen with the reception. I know I looked up his name earlier in the stream, but I couldn't remember. All right, Stafford out of the shotgun again. 49ers coming off the edge. Devontae Adams falls over there. Looked like there might have been some contact, but there is no flag. 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Rams. All right, 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Stafford out of the shotgun. Kyron Williams to the left. 49ers show blitz. They bring one, and it's a completion to Kyron Williams out of the backfield. He's going to be inches away from the first down marker. The ref marks him more like a yard shy, so it's going to be a 3rd and 1. Third and inches, I'm sorry. 3rd and inches is the official ruling. I said 1st and inches at first, but then the ref looked like he was at a yard mark before that, but guess my eyes deceived me. 3rd and inches, Stafford under center. It's a handoff to Kyron Williams, knifes his way through and gets 3. That's another first down for the Rams as they keep this drive alive and they keep the clock running. All right, Stafford back to throw on 1st and 10. Was throwing for Whittington. It's incomplete. Stafford's really upset. Oh, and he has good reason to be. A missed face mask call. The edge rusher coming in totally grabs the hook of the attachment of his face mask and pulls his head back, and it moved his head too in the area you usually see that. They get a holding call on Puka Nacua, but not the face mask call. So from the 42-yard line, It's Stafford on 1st and 10 out of the backfield, out of the shotgun. And there's a flag in the backfield that's probably holding, but he gets Davante Adams deep. But I have a feeling this one's coming back. He's down to the 32-yard line of the 49ers, but I have a feeling this one's coming back. Oh, it's a legal block in the back on the defense, or maybe illegal contact on the defense. Okay, so it stays. So a big pass to Davante Adams and the Rams moving right down the field. So yeah, Davante Adams now has 3 catches for 61 yards on 5 targets. At the 32-yard line, Stafford under center throws, gets Davante Adams again! And Davante Adams down to the 7-yard line of the 49ers. Davante Adams showing up on this drive. Yeah, he's gonna just, might have gotten away with a little push on number 20 there to get some separation. But Stafford able to get it to him. And he gets a big gain there. Yeah, number 20 is complaining. Yeah, he pushed off on me. And I kind of agree with them. Stafford out of the shotgun, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Throws. Oh, it was Parkinson. I think it was Parkinson. Yeah. Couldn't quite bring it down. 2nd and goal. Yeah, kind of in and out of his hands, but it was fought away by number 36 of the 49ers. That's Marquez Sigel, I want to say. Sigel? All right, 2nd and goal. Stafford throws, gets Kyron Williams, and there's his 2nd touchdown on the game. Rams tie it. So they started out the game sluggish, but they have tied it against San Francisco, and the extra point will give them the lead. And all the momentum is in Los Angeles' favor now with 10:39 left to play in the game. An efficient drive by Los Angeles to get the game-tying touchdown. And so here's the extra point. Oh! It got blocked or it was hooked. It is no good. The field goal, the extra point, is no good. And so we have a tie game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, tied at 20, just like last week. Although there's more time in the game at this point than there was last week. Yeah, just a bad kick. He can kick kickoffs well, but apparently not extra points. And extra points get you point. Get you, extra points get you points. Kickoffs do not. So 2020, 4th quarter, 10 minutes and 39 seconds left to play. 49ers and Rams tied up here. You're listening to my live reactions on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. No worries, Sam. So yeah, what's going to happen down the wire here? I think if there's a time when you want the momentum to be in your favor, it's at home in the 4th quarter. So I still feel like the Rams are going to pull this one off. The 49ers, they got to do something on this next drive. They got to take the momentum back if they want to have a chance in this one. Because if the 49ers are able to go down, if the Rams are able to get the ball back and then score again, I think they got this one. But yeah, everything, it was 14-0 49ers. It's been a 20-6 run by the Rams. And yeah, it really kind of boils down to that touchdown that when the 49ers were goal to go at the 1 yard line, the Rams kept them out and held them to a field goal. So that's a huge difference in the game right now. Yeah, because I mean, if the 49ers were up 24-20 and the Rams missed that field goal, that would have been huge, because that would have forced the Rams to have to get a touchdown. A field goal wouldn't help them. We've got 4 live viewers here in the fourth quarter on the Dustytron channel. Thanks for tuning in and spending some of your evening with us. I truly appreciate it. We've got a tight game here in the fourth quarter, tied at 20, 49ers Rams. Rams will be receiving the ball after the kickoff right here. He does his knuckleball. It goes into the end zone. And it's kneeled down for a touchback. So we have the movement of the possession football. Goes over to the 49ers. Yeah, the Rams have had some kicking trouble now that I think about it. They missed this extra point, and then they had the 2 blocks. Okay, so that one was blocked. So yeah, in the past 3 games, they've had 3 field goals blocked. Yeah, I mean, the Rams should have beaten the Eagles. And yeah, the blocked field goals cost them. All right, Mac Jones under center, 1st and 10. Fakes the pass and then does dump it off to Tongs, and he's only going to get 1. Jake Tongs knocked out at the 36-yard line. But yeah, this is truly the year of the blocked kick. I don't know what it is, if teams have just gotten a lot better at leveraging the offensive line to get better lanes to block the kick, or the people screaming off the edge to block the kick, or just blocking around the kick has gotten a lot worse. We've got a 2nd and 8, ticking under 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Rams bring 3 extra guys, and it's a run and no gain. So, huge 3rd down for the 49ers, 3rd and 8. Jared Verse comes screaming in, able to get McCaffrey. 3rd and 8, 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the game. Kyle Shanahan might be a little concerned. He only has 1 timeout at this point. And there's Jones out of the backfield, throws, and his receiver fell over. No flag. And the 49ers are going to have to punt. So a 3 and out, that is not what you wanted after the Rams took all the momentum back in their favor. Mac Jones does get hit to the ground. Okay, so that one, Mac Jones has been hit twice late, and they're kind of just letting it go. Maybe it's because they flagged him, kind of makeup calls, because they flagged a tic-tacky one earlier. And there's the punt. It's fielded by Xavier Smith down at the 30. He gets hit like immediately after he fields it. Why not just call the fair catch there? All you're risking is a muff. 9 minutes and 11 seconds left to play in the game. Oh, the possession football goes over to the Rams. It is the Rams with the football and all the momentum, with the game tied at 20. All right, looking forward to next week. I was starting to do this a little bit. So I have the Rams over the 49ers this week. I have the Vikings getting back on track against the Browns. I had the Colts beating the Raiders, the Giants beating the Saints, Cowboys beating the Jets, Eagles beating the Broncos, Dolphins beating the Panthers. I have an upset of the Texans beating the Ravens, although I don't know how much of an upset that is without Lamar Jackson playing. All right, thanks for tuning in, Sam. Have a good night. Thanks for joining. It was fun chatting. Yeah, see you next week. Yeah, and that's Eagles-Giants. If the Eagles are still undefeated, we'll be rooting for Big Blue to take down the undefeated Eagles. All right, we are coming down to the wire here. It's 9 minutes and 11 seconds left in regulation. First and 10 for the Rams. At their own 30-yard line, fakes the handoff to Kyren Williams, throws downfield, and it's a little too high for Davante Adams. So second down upcoming. All right, we've got Atwell in motion. Stafford out of the shotgun throws. It's to Davante Adams again, and he's going to get just short of the 40. We've got a 3rd and inches upcoming. So a big 3rd down here, but a very manageable 3rd down. 3rd and inches. Sorry, 3rd and 1. Stafford out of the shotgun. Kyren Williams to his right. Tutu Atwell in motion. Stafford throws. Oh, nearly intercepted. But it's dropped by Winters. And so that's a 3 and out for the Rams. Yeah, and I don't think you can go for a 4th at this part of your field. You're handing the 49ers points. Yeah, Davante Adams, he's going for him again, and they just don't connect there. So the Rams going to punt. And Sky Moore lets it bounce, but that's a great bounce for the Rams as it goes all the way down to, that's like the 1.5 yard line. Possession football moves. And the 49ers have it. 20-20, so both teams go 3 and out in the 4th quarter here. You're listening to my live reactions here to 49ers Rams on Thursday Night Football here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. But yeah, I didn't say my 2 other picks for the week. Or sorry, there's not 2 other picks. Hang on, where am I at here? I left off there. So, yeah, I have the Cardinals beating the Titans. I believe I picked the Bucks over the Seahawks. Lions over Bengals. Chargers over Commanders. And then Bills over Patriots. And then I'm very tempted to pick the Jaguars over the Chiefs. But I feel like the Chiefs are starting to put things together a little bit. So I did pick the Chiefs on that one. All right, we'll have to see what the 49ers come out with when they come back. This is still anyone's game, 20-20. Who's going to win it down the stretch here? Yeah, it's at the San Francisco 2-yard line, just under 8 minutes to play. Stafford approaching 300 passing yards on the night, 3 touchdowns. So after a slow start, he's got a pretty good stat line. Actually, I should check some of my fantasy matchups. I know I have Kyron Williams in one of them, and he has 2 touchdown catches. So the 49ers, they started their own 2-yard line. This is going to be a tough drive. Yeah, Kyron Williams doing well for me this week. Jones, gets his first down pass knocked away by Landman. He was going for Tongs. The 2nd and 10, 7 minutes and 59 seconds left in the fourth. Who is going to pull away in this final quarter? Got an exciting finish down the stretch here. All right, it's Mac Jones out of the shotgun. Throws. He gets a completion to Bourne. This is going to be a 3rd and 1 from the 11-yard line. Nice slant play by Bourne. Mac Jones gets him. Clock running under 7.5 minutes to play in regulation, halfway through the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, a big, long drive by the 49ers here could win them the game, starting backed up here. It's Mac Jones out of the shotgun. McCaffrey out of the shotgun. Oh, he gets Bourne again. I believe that's close to the 34-yard line, but that's definitely enough for a first down. 49ers keep the chains moving. Yeah, just finds a good hole in the zone in between the safety and the middle linebacker, and Mac Jones puts it where it needs to be. Although Mac Jones gets hit low again. Yeah, so that's like the 29-yard line for Bourne. Mac Jones playing a very good game out of the shotgun. Jones steps up, throws, completes it to Kyle Juszczyk for about 3 yards. And 2nd down upcoming, should be about 2nd and 7. Second and 6. I apologize. Under 6 minutes now. Demarcus Robinson moves in motion. Rams showing a little extra heat. They come with one extra guy. That's a 1-yard run for Brian Robinson Jr. And so this is going to be a 3rd and 5. Another big 3rd down for the 49ers as the clock continues to run. Well, yeah, and if you're San Francisco, you really do got to try to take this clock down as much as you can, and because you got to try to make this your last drive. Like, try to take time away from the Rams, because if the Rams get time and they score, you don't have much time to respond because you only have that one timeout. Mac Jones out of the shotgun, throws. It's complete to McCaffrey, and it moves the chains again. He's going to get it all the way to the 45-yard line. McCaffrey is so good out of the backfield on the receiving end. Well, yeah, he was actually in the slot on that play. Runs a nice out route. That's McCullough. Can't take him down. And he's able to run for some extra yardage after Durant can't get him down on first contact. We run under 4.5 to play. It was close to the 50. It's the 49-yard line. Oh, the ball gets batted up in the air. Mac Jones makes a great play as Brian Young was coming to try to intercept that off, but he spikes the ball into the ground. Yeah, those are the types of plays where you see them intercepted and ran back in the other direction. So Mac Jones, he makes a great play there. Yeah, Lake off the edge. I think his name is Quincy Lake, who's actually the son of Carnell Lake, who played in the 90s. And there's a pass to Bourne. Oh, the McCullough missed the tackle, and he's going to get the first down. Quinton Lake. Yes, Quinton Lake is the son of Carnell Lake, who came off the blitz there and batted that ball in the air. But the ensuing play, Kendrick Bourne runs a drag route and is able to get some separation there and gets the first down. First and 10, we're under 4 minutes to play. Mac Jones has some trouble at the handoff. This looks like a broken play, and he just throws it in the dirt. A flag comes out. Was his offensive lineman too far down the field? Or is there holding on the defense? Okay, yeah, ineligible man downfield. He threw it at the feet of his lineman. So that's going to be a penalty on Mac Jones. I think it's a 5-yard penalty if I'm not mistaken. Why Jones doesn't, he's out of the tight end box. Why he doesn't just throw it out of bounds here, I'm not sure. Yeah, he should have just thrown it out of bounds. I think he was just trying to dirt the ball there. So Mac Jones out of the shotgun, McCaffrey to his left. 3 wide receivers. Jones throws. Oh, just out of the reach of Demarcus Robinson, so we'll have 2nd and 15 coming up. They're not quite in field goal range yet. I believe they're at the Rams' 45-yard line. Maybe 44-yard line. Yeah, around the 45-yard line. Mac Jones throws. It's complete to Tong. He's going to get about 3. For those of you just tuning in, this is the Dusty Tron channel. You're listening to my live reactions here to 49ers Rams on Thursday Night Football. If you like my commentary, reactions, and you like the content, give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We post great content all the time. I post weekly game picks on Tuesday, weekly power rankings on Wednesday, and we stream every Thursday night football game. Mac Jones out of the backfield, moves McCaffrey in motion. Jones throws. Oh, ball's tipped in the air, but Stewart can't bring it down. So on 4th and 10, I don't think the 49ers can go for it, and they can't kick a field goal. Oh, they're bringing out Pinheiro. This is going to be a long kick if they're going to try that. We're talking 60 yards here, I think. Or maybe like 58 or something like that. This is a long one. 59-yard field goal attempt. Kyle Shanahan thinks this is the route to go rather than punt it. But if you miss this, you're giving it right to the Rams. The kick is up. Up. Oh, it's got the distance. It is good. Eddie Pinheiro from 59 gives the 49ers the lead. That was a gutsy call by Kyle Shanahan, but he trusts his kicker, and the 49ers take the lead on a 59-yard field goal. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to play. The Rams have all 3 timeouts. Can they get the job done? You're listening to my live reactions here on the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live, coming right down to the wire with 49ers and Rams on Thursday Night Football. Alright, we'll have to see what happens when gameplay resumes. For all those hanging out with me tonight, thanks for spending some of your evening with me. This is the Dustytron channel on YouTube Live. Live reaction stream to the 49ers and Rams. The 49ers, they started out the game hot, got up 14-0 with touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but the Rams clawed their way back. They had an opportunity to take the lead when they tied it 20-20 with the extra point, but they missed the extra point, and so they are down 3 right now. Had they had that extra point right now, a field goal would have won the game for them. But alas, they are down 3. And I swear, if this game ends up 23-20, both Thursday night football games will have finished, for the NFC West rivalry matchups, will have finished 23-20 with the away team winning. That's kind of crazy. Two minutes and 52 seconds left to play here on Thursday Night Football. And here's the kickoff. And it's not going to be fielded. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, but that carries it out to the 35-yard line. The possession football moves from the 49ers to the Rams. Dun dun. Rams now have possession of the football. And tune in next week. We will be live streaming Eagles at Giants on Thursday Night Football. Stafford starts at his own 35-yard line out of the shotgun. Kyron Williams to his right. Stafford throws complete to Nakua. That's a first down at the 46-yard line. And just like that, they're 4 yards away from midfield. As we wind under 2.5 minutes left to play, 49ers can't really do much about the clock with only 1 timeout. Stafford throws. He's got Devontae Adams at the 35 of the 49ers. He goes a little backwards to the 38, and that'll probably take us to the 2-minute warning. I think the Rams with 3 timeouts would be content for it to go down to the 2-minute warning, but we'll see what they do. Yeah, and I want to say all night long, the 49ers haven't really done a great job getting pressure on Stafford. They've only sacked him once. Stafford, they do snap it before the 2 minute warning, throws, and he kind of just dirts it at the feet of Davis Allen, but it looks like a defensive holding call on the 49ers, and Kyle Shanahan cannot believe it. Coming down to the wire here in LA. 49ers and Rams. 49ers up 23-20. It's a legal contact. The penalty is declined. Might have been another penalty that I missed. Regardless, it does take us to the 2 minute warning. Rams driving down the field. 49ers holding on to a 3-point lead. Can they hold on for 1 minute and 56 seconds more? We'll have to find out and see. You're listening to my live reactions to this Thursday night football game here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. But yeah, Rams, they might be falling in my power rankings a little bit after struggling this much with the 49ers. It is a divisional game, though, and they've shown the ability. They got down 14 early, and they didn't panic and were able to come back. So maybe I don't ding them too much, but maybe the 49ers go up a little bit. They're currently 18th in my power rankings. The Rams are 4. The 49ers I could see going up a little bit with how they've performed on a short week here in Los Angeles today, especially with most people anticipating that the Rams were going to win this game. But yeah, Kyren Williams, very good for fantasy today. Got me 33 points, I think. Oh, sorry. That's 21.7 points. And then 11.3 for Devontae Adams. We await gameplay to resume. (23-20) here in at lovely SoFi Stadium. Stadium that is influencing all the new billion-dollar stadiums that are being built for teams. You've got the Browns, the Jaguars, and the Bills getting nice new fancy stadiums. All right, here's Stafford out of the gun. It's Kyren Williams, bounces to the right side, running, gets it into the, that's down to the 11-yard line. A big run for Kyren Williams to open up here, and the 49ers, they can't do anything about this clock. They've got one timeout, but the Rams, they're just content to let that clock run. So yeah, either it's probably going to be the Rams getting this game into overtime, or they're just going to punch it in the end zone and win. At the 11-yard line, Stafford under center. Moves Nakua in motion. Kyren Williams got some room to work with. Gets it down to the 6-yard line. There is a flag. This might be offensive holding. And that would be big if it's holding, making this come back. It's illegal contact. So it's an automatic first down. I believe that's Michael Williams. Yeah, Michael Williams. I'm not sure what they're flagging him for there. Were they saying illegal hands to the face? I don't think he got hands to the face there. But this is a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line for the Rams. And if you're the 49ers, you probably can't just let them in here. But Kyren Williams fumbled the ball. It looks like he fumbled the ball. And it is picked up by the 49ers. What a choke. Kyren Williams going to the end zone, and the refs have said that the 49ers have the ball. What an insane turn of fate. Kyren Williams and the Rams looked like they were poised for going into the end zone, and he gets the ball stripped. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he took his second hand off the ball. He was going into the end zone. You gotta keep 2 hands on the ball there. And it's number 95 who strips it out. Let's see. That's Alfred Collins. And that is a rough break there for the Rams. A huge play for the 49ers. And so they got to just make the Rams use their timeouts, and they can win this one. And that possession football, it moves. It moves over to the 49ers. Dump. But they're in a tough spot. They're at their own 1-yard line. And Mac Jones just sneaks forward. That's going to force the Rams to use one of their timeouts, their first timeout. It's no gain on the quarterback draw. Yeah, they're just trying to create some space here. Because, yeah, I mean, they did get the ball, but they're at their own 1-yard line. This is a dangerous position on the field. And that's just an awful choke by the Rams. They had it. They were driving. They were like a yard away from the end zone, and Kyren Williams fumbles the ball. 2nd and 9. They're officially giving Mac Jones 1 yard there. Rams hoping for another opportunity to get, because, I mean, if they get a punt here, they're pretty much in field goal range already, so it could work well. It's a handoff to McCaffrey, and he's going to lose a yard. So this will be 3rd and 10. Rams use their second timeout with 58 seconds left in the game. So it's likely the Rams might get the ball back, and they'll be kicking a field goal to try to tie the game and send it into overtime. Third and 8. It didn't look like McCaffrey gained yards on that run. But it is 3rd and 8 officially. All right, 49ers break the huddle. Mac Jones out of the shotgun with McCaffrey to his right. And it's a handoff to McCaffrey and a good stop by the Rams. No gain. And so they'll use their final timeout. 53 seconds left. Rams get another shot. Coming down to the wire here. Can the 49ers hold on? The problem here is that they're going to punt, and the Rams will pretty much already be in field goal range unless they get one heck of a punt off. They are at their own 2-yard line, and now you also have to worry about a punt block. You wonder if the Rams will focus on punt coverage, or if they'll try to bring the house and block this one. Morstead has to be careful not to step on that back line. There's the snap. Morstead punts it away. They are focusing on return coverage. And here's Xavier Smith. And he's up on his feet. He gets a great return to the 30. No, there's a flag on the play. But that was the 24-yard line, I want to say. It'll depend on what the flag is. Well, it does look to be on the Rams, so it's holding on the return. Depending on where it happens. Yeah, that's a good call. He does kind of hold him and then throw him to the ground. Probably didn't need to do that. It was pretty far away from the return. So I think this looks like it's at like the 45, their own 45-yard line. That's a costly penalty. 10 yards here is very costly. Especially when it negates a good return. Oh, the possession football needs to move for this final drive. Ah! Dump. Rams with no timeouts and 42 seconds. They are at the 50-yard line. Tutu Atwell moves in motion to the slot. Stafford back to throw. Steps up. Throws long. He's going for Nakua and he can't make the catch. Oh, I'm surprised Nakua didn't catch that. I think we'll have to see on the replay if it got knocked away or something, but that's one he wants back. That would have gotten the Rams within the 10-yard line. Oh, it's a good play by the corner. The corner got his hand in there and tipped it away. Stafford out of the shotgun. Throws. And it's behind Davante Adams. So 3rd and 10 upcoming here. They are not in field goal range. They got to get some yardage. That pass to Davante Adams probably would have gotten it for them. Stafford out of the shotgun. 3rd and 10. Throws a screen, or it's a dump pass to Kyren Williams. He gets out of bounds. It's going to be like 4th and 3. It does stop the clock with 25 seconds left. And yeah, they're out of field goal range here, so they gotta just go for it. No timeouts. So if they go for it and use the middle of the field, they are going to have to spike it pretty quick. Matthew Stafford has been in a lot of these situations before. Can he pull off the comeback? Out of the shotgun, Kyren Williams to his right. Back to throw. Throws. He's got Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams has a room to run. Gets it to the 29. They're going to spike it. So the Rams still have life. They're in field goal range. There's the spike. 12 seconds on the clock. Do they try to do a quick play to get a little bit closer? Yeah, it's just an angle route by Kyren Williams there. He's able to get some separation. I loved the halfback angle route when I had a Madden Fantasy draft. I had Christian McCaffrey on my team, and I would always do angle routes with him. He's so good at running them. I got so much yardage out of those. But that was like textbook what Kyren Williams did on that play there. There's a timeout that's going to be charged to San Francisco, the only team with a timeout remaining. Rams in field goal range. What are they going to do on this 2nd and 10 with 12 seconds left in the game? So Joshua Carty had a field goal, had an extra point blocked earlier in the game. Would have led yeah, if he had gotten that, they would be kicking for the win right now. So, yeah, and it was blocked, just like the other 2 Eagles kicks were blocked. And if you're Sean McVay, you're worried that this one could get blocked. So, it'll be interesting to see what he comes out and does here. You could run really quick and then get up and spike the ball, but I find it unlikely that they'll do something besides pass here. And here's Matthew Stafford from the 30. Throws it into the end zone, and Davante Adams can't get it. So on 3rd and 10, odds are they're going to bring out Carty here. Here he comes jogging onto the field. It's going to be about a 45-yard attempt, I believe. Oh, and he did miss a 53-yarder earlier. 48-yard attempt to tie the game for the Rams. No timeouts. He can't be iced. Here's the snap. Kick is up. It's going. It's going. It's good. There are 2 seconds left on the clock, but it looks like we're going into overtime. Overtime for 49ers and Rams, unless the 49ers do something crazy in the last 2 seconds. So Carty makes up for his missed extra point and missed field goal and ties the game up with 2 seconds left in regulation. Two seconds left. And here's the kickoff. And it's returned. That's all you can really do at this point. That's Sky Moore trying to get some separation. He's not going to get there. We're going into overtime. So it's 1 10-minute period. Are they going to be able to figure this out? Are they going to be able to sort this out in 10 minutes? The Cowboys and the Packers weren't able to last week. But we've got 10 more minutes of football here. Fred Warner coming out for the 49ers. And Matthew Stafford coming out for the Rams for the coin toss. Right, and now it's really interesting in overtime. When you win the toss, you want to kick so that you know what points you need to get. So if the other team gets a field goal, you could tie it with a field goal, or you could beat them by getting a touchdown. So it's interesting how that flipped, because always in overtime you wanted to receive the ball, but that's no longer the case. And Kyle Shanahan knows that all too well from Super Bowl 58, I believe. All right, so it looks like the Rams are going to get the ball first. So possession football goes over here to the 49ers. All right, while they're getting set, I am going to take a quick bio break. I will be right back. right, I'm back. So I apologize. It does appear to be the Rams who are kicking off for this overtime period. Who is gonna win? I still say in the Rams. I gotta stick with my pick. This is the first game I've streamed that's gone into overtime. Cardi kicked a 48-yard field goal to get this game into overtime. And Eddie Pinheiro, former Carolina Panther, hit a 59-yarder to give the 49ers the lead. And the Rams, they were driving to take the lead. But then Kyron Williams fumbles at the 1-yard line. They hold the 49ers to a 3-and-out. They had all 3 timeouts. Oh, no. He didn't get it into the landing zone, so that is going to be the 40-yard line for Cardi. So great starting field position for the 49ers, who now officially have possession. Don't. Yep, didn't get it into the landing zone. That happened a little bit earlier in the game, and I thought it would get flagged, but it didn't. So I'm still a little unclear with these new dynamic kickoff rules, how exactly that plays out. All right, we got a 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Mac Jones in the shotgun has McCaffrey to his right. Jones back to throw, throws. He's got Juszczyk, and Juszczyk rumbles forward for a 1st down. That's an 11-yard gain. For those of you tuning in, you're listening to the Dustytron channel here on YouTube Live. If you like this video, give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I post great content all the time. Here's Mac Jones. Christian McCaffrey on the swing pass. He's got McCaffrey, and he's down to, I think that's the 37-yard line of the Rams. So a big gain there. The 49ers going right down the field. Well, when you get McCaffrey out into open space, it's just really hard to bring him down. Follows his block from Demarcus Robinson well. McCaffrey's such a dynamic playmaker. And if the 49ers get a touchdown with the new rules, the Rams do get a chance to respond. That's Mac Jones, gets it to Tongs. He's down after about 3, maybe 4. Under 8.5 to play in overtime. All right, Mac Jones out of the shotgun. They're at the 27-yard line. Throws his Tongs, got the 1st down. He's at the 22 of the Rams. Under 8 minutes to play in overtime. 1st and 10 for San Francisco. And San Francisco pretty content to just let that overtime clock run down. I mean, honestly, in overtime with 10 minutes, if you're doing a full drive down the field, you really only have time for like 1 possession each if they each get a touchdown. All right, Mac Jones out of the shotgun, throws, completes it to McCaffrey underneath. That's about 6, maybe 7. 49ers making their way downfield. Rams defense might be gassed. Under 7 to play in overtime. Mac Jones out of the shotgun. McCaffrey to his left. Drops back. Oh, the Rams coming. They get him. I think that's the first time they've sacked him today. Looks to be about a 5-yard loss on the sack. They've hit him a good amount today, but I think that's the first sack they've gotten. And there's number 91 who gets the sack. That's Kobe Turner. As we're down under 6 minutes to play, almost halfway through overtime already. Mac Jones out of the shotgun. Oh, it's Brian Young coming off the edge. Mac Jones gets hit. They're ruling it an incomplete pass. It came forward. The 49ers Tong, he got it just in case it was ruled a fumble, but it's probably an incomplete pass. 4th and 12, so this is going to be a kick for Pinheiro. Mac Jones has been getting beat up tonight. He looks like he's hurting. All right, this is a 41-yard attempt for Pinheiro. Kick is up. Oh, it skims the upright but goes in. So it's a 3-point lead for the 49ers. 26-23 here in overtime. 5 minutes and 51 seconds left to play. In overtime, the Rams need to get at least a field goal next possession or otherwise they lose the game, but they can win the game by getting a touchdown. Eddie Pinheiro having a good game at the kicking position. Mac Jones really hurt on the bench after that last hit. Yeah, Mac Jones not doing so hot. And this kickoff is returned by the Rams. Xavier Smith gets it to about the 33-yard line. And now the possession football will move. Don't. All right. So the Rams, they have their work cut out for them. They need a field goal to stay alive. And I think Mac Jones is hoping that he does not have to go back out onto the field. Hopefully this game doesn't end in a tie. We already had one of those earlier in the year. Stafford out of the shotgun. Let's get a touchdown, Rams. And that's Nakua out of bounds. 1 yard short of the first down marker. 9-yard pickup. (26-23) 49ers over the Rams. We've had a good one here tonight. Stafford back to throw. Rolls, throws long. He's got Tutu Atwell at the 20-yard line of the 49ers. Big play downfield. And the Rams set up at the 20-yard line of San Francisco. That's a 40-yard pass to Tutu Atwell. Good job tracking it down by Atwell. Gets both feet in. And it's 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 20-yard line of the 49ers as we just run under 5 minutes to play in the game. Stafford back to throw. throws it into the end zone. It was close to getting picked off by number 2. Too short for Atwell. If the Rams turn the ball over, the 49ers win. So they got to be careful with the ball here. They can't be too aggressive. Second and 10. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in overtime. Stafford has it. Throws. It's complete to Kyren Williams for about 4 yards. Third and 6 for the Rams. And if you're the Rams, do you get in a situation on 4th down where you want to go for the win and not the tie? Because if you give the ball back to the 49ers, you're probably not winning the game. You're just playing for a tie at that point. 3rd and 6. There's only about 4 minutes left in the overtime period. Stafford throws. It's complete to Kyren Williams, but he's a yard short. Davis Allen trying to say, oh, it's a first down, but no, he is clearly a yard short. 4th and 1. And yeah, McVay, I think he's going for this. And it looks like there might be a timeout taken by the 49ers here. Yep, 49ers take their first timeout. 3 minutes and 41 seconds left to play. 4th and 1 for the Rams. They're going for the win, not the tie. For those of you tuning in, you're listening to my live reaction here on the Dusty Tron channel. Big 4th and 1 coming up here for the Rams. Are they just going to try to pull them off? Stafford, the play clock is going down, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. So they're not actually going to go for it. They're going to kick the field goal. McVay chickens out a little bit there. They take a timeout. But is Carty actually coming out? Were they just trying to pull them off sides first, and now they're actually going to go for it? It looks like, yeah, now they're going for it. They used a timeout, so they definitely can't call a timeout, or they could try to draw them offside, the 49ers offside, and take a delay a game. Nope, they snap it. Here comes Kyren Williams. He's not going to get it. He is short, and the 49ers win the game. The 49ers win the game. On a 4th and 1 stop in overtime. There you have it. Your final in overtime. 49ers 26, Rams 23, pulling off the upset on Thursday Night Football, coming into Los Angeles on the road on a short week, rebounding from a sloppy game in Jacksonville. They're able to pull off the victory against one of the better teams in the NFC. And the 49ers take sole possession of first place in the division. Kyren Williams just gets stuffed. A big play there. Can't get him across the first down marker. Yeah, he's well short. He's like He could just get stuffed right at the line. Doesn't get any push at all. For all of those who tuned into my stream, thanks for tuning in tonight. We had a fun night tonight. 49ers come out on top, 26-23 in overtime. You have listened to my live reaction to 49ers Rams here on Thursday Night Football, here on the Dusty Tron channel on YouTube Live. Next Thursday night game is Philadelphia at New York Giants, and I will see you then. I'll be streaming that game, live reactioning that game. So I hope to see you next weekend. For now, it's Dusty